South Jersey's official play-by-play home of the Eagles, Sixers, and Flyers.
At 0 point would I ever consider not being a fan of the team.
97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey.
Yeah, we're coming. I mean, watch out, right? I mean, obviously we're a great ball club. We knew it. We knew we had it in us, and we're playing good baseball right now. And it's a great ball club. We have fun, obviously. We're a great team. We just got to keep going.
That was Bryce Harper last night after a third come-from-behind victory that included a home run in the ninth inning. We're coming. We're coming for you. What's the movie with Roddy Piper? I came here to chew bubble gum
and
kick some ass, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
That's Dazed and Confused.
That was Bryce Harper last night as the Phillies win again in a come-from-behind. If you turned it off in the sixth inning last night when the Phillies went down, you probably missed out on the third straight come-from-behind victory win last night. What a Friday we are live today at Jersey Cal in Margate. And I'll tell you, every time I come over to Margate, it's a great spot. To now have a Jersey Cal in Margate as well, this is just on top of the thing. Now, what kind of ice cream are you going with today? Which kind are you bringing home? Because I'll tell you what,
I'm under
I am conflicted right now.
instructions to bring home Cookie Monster.
That's what you're getting.
Yes, those are my duties and responsibilities.
Well, we've got
and I do have a cooler in my
Get
trunk
the cooler bag?
with the ice. I stopped and got ice, so it is cold and ready to get some Cookie Monster delivered.
Sports Bats live at Jersey Cal in Margate. It's their grand opening weekend. We've got tickets to go see Matt Rife at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City. So if you want to go see the show, now I asked the question because they're also giving away a $250 gift card. They're doing raffles all day long. $250 gift card for Jersey Cal. Would you rather the Jersey Cal gift card or the Matt Rife ticket? I believe Jeff at Ocean City, who happens to be standing right here, he says you got to go see Rife, which I say, no, I'm going with the $250 gift card. Two reasons. One, I go to Jersey Cal often. $250 worth
That's
of
the whole
Jersey
summer.
Cal
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole
will probably take me through the summer.
to Labor Day. Yep.
Matt Rife, I've heard that he's funny. But I heard his show sometimes, if he's not like ripping the audience or getting the audience, like his actual stand-up could be questioned. Now, I don't know because I'm not like a Matt Rife fan here, but I've heard that he's very popular and very well, like when you see the clips that he puts out there.
He's got like the Netflix show.
Yeah. So I said, I can watch him on Netflix.
Yeah.
But I can't get $250 worth of ice cream. So
Yeah.
I'm going with the $250 gift card to Jersey Cal.
Again, that'll take you up to Labor Day.
It will take you up to Labor Day, most likely. Now, I don't know. I went to the Jersey Cal in Absecon the other night. I said to the people yesterday, I was out and about in Absecon. I stopped at the Jersey Cal in Absecon. But that will not stop me from sampling today right here on the Sports Bash. And here you go, PJ.
Wow.
You asked.
Thanks.
Now, what do we got there already? It's a peanut butter royale. That's what I got in Absecon.
See, now
this is what I ordered the other night in Absecon. I said, this right here, right now, way up at the top of my list.
Now, we did that remote in Northfield at Jersey Cal.
Yes.
That was one of the best remotes.
Well, we got
I've ever
Bossy
done.
Gina to come work.
Yeah, that's true.
You know that, Rob? Bossy Gina doesn't want to do anything. And she said, can I work the Jersey Cal remote? Because she had such a good time the last time we were here. We were at the Northfield anniversary party. Now, since then, there's a Brigantine, there's an Absecon, both of which I've been to. Absecon I was at on Wednesday night. And now we're in Margate where
this hotel is very good.
I don't know that there's going to be enough room on this island when this place is starting to rock and roll. I mean, you've seen what this island will look like on a typical weekend. And this corner does not have enough space for the amount of people that will be here. Although I will say, The one very positive thing is there is a parking lot right next door. So if you're worried about parking, there is a parking lot right next door that you can easily get in and out. Come on over, get the SUV. Look, Bossy Gina actually showed up to work today.
She's moving tables around. She's setting stuff up.
We're going to have fun today. We got the Matt Wright tickets. We got drawings going on. And I said I would rather the $250 Jersey Cal gift card
I
than
agree
the
with
Matt Wright tickets.
I agree.
That would be my selection. But we'll see. We got a lot of people. By the way, you missed the first offering. We've got
this is Nutella.
Nutella, which I've had before. Very good. And it's like a soft.
It is very soft. Yes.
Nice and soft. It's
Good
not
way to
overwhelming.
describe it. Yes.
And this is what I had the other day, which was outstanding, the peanut butter royale. So we'll sample throughout the day for everybody out there. So if you were watching the Phillies game last night, Bryce Harper comes up, hits the home run. Then he does the Nick Castellanos finger.
The ring
And
finger.
some people were wondering if he was, flipping off the crowd. He
He
said,
was, right?
no. I was just putting the ring finger up. I wanted everybody to know it was the ring finger. So Castellanos did that a couple of years ago. He put the ring finger up and he pointed, and that didn't work. So should Harper be following suit with the ring finger?
So Harper, what's his intention there to actually flip off the fans?
I don't know who
but
he was
not
trying
show the
to
middle
right.
finger.
I don't know whose attention he was trying to. When these guys
Well,
get
tarps
hit.
off, right? Tarps off in section 400. They're chanting.
Oh, you've been there?
No, but I mean they're all over the place. They're all
It's
over
really
MLB
quick. So
stadiums.
there's a video online. Someone amplified the audio. There was a fan named Harper that was chanting "F you Harper" again and again for the first 3 pitches of the at bat.
That happens everywhere, though, right?
But it was
saying in the clubhouse.
But apparently,
It's moved everywhere.
I guess Harper saw the guy, and that's what the flip off people are saying was about.
Okay,
Well,
well,
why doesn't he just go full board and just give the bird, the actual bird?
well, because it seems odd that Harper would show the ring finger, considering the Nats have one and he doesn't.
Yeah, and that's
Whatever.
what everyone's confused about after the game is, dude, we won the World Series as soon as you left.
Yeah, it made no sense. But what did make sense is for the third game in a row, the Phillies get a walk-off home run, not a walk-off, but a go-ahead home run in the ninth inning to win the game. And then a couple of things come into play here. One, you've got Derek Hill coming up with another big shot. I mean, that's a home run. It doesn't give them the lead.
The
But
second
the
straight
Derek
day.
Hill home run for the second straight day is the home run that makes it like I can breathe easy now. I don't have to use
Duran
Duran.
could sit down and they bring in Mesa, I think it was. Right?
So that game last night, it's the third time they win, but it's another game where you get some big hits and some big moments. I had a thought today.
Now, is that a good recipe? I mean, waiting for the ninth inning to explode?
No, it's not a recipe.
It's fun.
It's fun, but it's not a recipe. So I would ask this question, Josh. They were talking about on the Philly Show podcast. Let me try. I can't really see my notes here because of the glare from the sun, but let me see if I can get it up on my phone real quick. One of the things, I was listening to the Philly Show podcast today, and one of the things that Ruben Amaro Jr. said that I thought was that made me kind of like, I'm wondering if you would change your outlook on what they might need. He talked about the decision between a right-handed bat and the bullpen pitcher. Here's what he said. Take a listen.
Do they get the bat so that they can lengthen out their lineup or be more fortified? Or do they get the bullpen piece that is going to take baseball to Duran? And I have been up at night thinking about this on the daily. What would Dave Dombrowski do if I had one move to make? And I think I would do the bullpen piece.
Okay. So he said he would do the bullpen piece. And one of the reasons why he explained something that I thought stood out to me on some of the situations that the problems that this team has had in the playoffs in the past. Yes, they haven't scored a lot of runs, right? But how many times have they had a situation where they had the lead, where the game was tied, and their bullpen gave up a home run or didn't do the job. Last year, their starting pitching was fine, and even though they didn't score a lot of runs, it was really their starting pitching shut down the Dodgers offense, right? It shut down the Dodgers offense. However, the scores 1-1 or 2-2, 3-3, and then you go into your bullpen, and David Robertson comes in. They go into their bullpen, and it's a whole different situation. And the game, you can't score on their bullpen, and they're scoring on your bullpen. There's a difference in the game. So is he right that you've got to get a better bullpen, even over prioritizing a right-handed bat?
I think so, because you don't know who to trust right now. Aside from Duran, you just don't know if you can trust Kirkring, Alvarado. Keller's on the IL. He wasn't very good when he was pitching in the 8th inning as a setup guy. So you do have a lot of question marks, and you don't know who to turn to.
609-403-0973 on the White Horse RV text board. 609-403-0973. Shoot us a text. Josh, I can't really read these, so can you kind of play off and kind of give me a little thought? Because I can't see my screen at all.
Yeah, so basically, Amaro was talking about in the Philly Show podcast. You heard him say that if he had to choose between the right-handed bat and versus the bullpen arm, he would go with the bullpen arm. He went on to explain why the bullpen arm needs to be a priority.
I think I would do the bullpen piece because at the end of the day, you hope, you never know, they've gone cold. You hope that they get enough hot guys at the right time offensively, and then you got to shut down the game. I think about this a lot. The Phillies lost games in the last few years by not being able to get important outs late in the game. And they can get another lockdown guy. Maybe it's a Oldest champion. Maybe it's somebody like that. But I'm thinking about those big arms.
Yeah. That's something when I heard him say that on the Philly Show podcast, it made me kind of say, you know what? He's not wrong. They've had so many situations. Hey, the Q-Man is in the house. Doing good, man. You see that there, Josh? The Q-Man was in the house. The old Brad Quast in the house over here in Margate.
It does not surprise me that he would interrupt you in the middle of you trying to make a point about the Phillies to say hello.
Yes. No, it's good to see you. We've got he's not wrong about the fact that they've had games where their offense, yes, has struggled. But can't you say that the Dodgers offense also struggled against the Phillies? If you were the Dodgers last year and you played against the Phillies, are you happy with the output of your offense?
No, especially with the way the Phillies shut down Ohtani.
Exactly. Ohtani got shut down. Betts did not have a great series. I mean, Betts had a couple of hits later on in the series, but didn't have like a huge series. Freeman had a couple of bigger hits, but not like it's not like these guys hit 350.
The guy who hurt you was Teoscar Hernandez, and part of the reason why he hurt you was because when you brought in your leverage relievers like Matt Strom, they let you down.
By the way, Eddie in Ocean City, the movie was not Dazed and Confused. It was They Live.
Well, okay. Well, Dazed and Confused had that same line. Have you seen that movie, Dazed and Confused?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the same line that you just mentioned.
But with Roddy Piper?
It wasn't Roddy Piper, no.
Okay. The line from Roddy Piper, he was in the movie.
Right, but it's the same
I just
quote.
watched the Roddy Piper Legends thing on, what channel is that on now?
Is that A&E?
A&E.
No. It's on, man, what channel is that? It's like one of these channels, like a fast channel, I think.
Oh,
it's on YouTube TV. I can't remember the name of it, but they had the Stone Cold one was on the other night, followed by the Roddy Piper one.
Yeah.
So I watched both of them. Really good, both of them.
Now
but they showed Piper in that scene.
Okay.
When he left wrestling and he became an actor.
See, Dazed and Confused is I only came here to do two things: drink some beer, kick some ass. Looks like we're almost out of beer.
Right.
That's the Dazed and Confused.
Right.
line.
And the Roddy Piper line is, I
Chew
came here to
bubble
chew bubble gum and kick some ass, and I'm all out of
So
bubble.
same thing, different.
But
Yeah.
Roddy Piper's that's a big
Yeah.
difference. So Eddie in Ocean
It
City,
is.
2 points for you. All right, 609-403-0973.
There you go. Some bagpipes on the way out here.
Yeah.
Now Scotland, are they still playing the World Cup?
I think they're still alive.
They're still alive. Okay.
You watched
watch?
the World Cup last
I
night?
did.
I didn't see one kick.
You did not see one kick, not even the last kick of the match, which lost the U.S. Team to
Okay,
Turkey.
you know
Infamous
how
kick?
the other day, Evan Cohen talked about
Yes.
how we have to do something about the hats in the NBA draft?
Yep.
Yeah.
We need to do something. When you have the biggest tournament in the world, okay? I'm not downplaying this tournament and how popular it is. There should be, under no circumstance, that you are playing a game that legitimately has no meaning at all.
At all.
This isn't a youth baseball tournament where the two teams are in the consolation bracket. You are playing for the World Cup. And the United States last night doesn't play 9 of its guys because the game doesn't mean anything. So let's just give everybody else a chance to play because, they've been riding the pine the whole time. So let's give them a chance. What are we doing? They have to figure out a way, this pool play thing, where when you get to the end, no. You can't have a game that means nothing. I am not wasting my time at 10 o'clock Eastern.
That's my problem is why is it on at 10 o'clock if we're hosting it?
Well, they're playing in L.A., right?
Well, I don't care. Should that matter?
Probably not.
No. If we're hosting it, why is it on at 10 p.m. and they play West Coast again next
That's right.
week?
Play the game at 7 o'clock here. Make them play at 4 in the afternoon. You're not right.
Like what we do with Sunday Night Football.
I always say this, guys. I've been blaming the World Cup people a lot for, I think, a bunch of this stuff, but I think last night was a TV fault. I think that was a network issue.
Well, I'm not even mad about the 10 o'clock. I'm just saying, if the game meant something, I'd probably suck it up and watch it. But at 10 o'clock for a game that had literally no meaning to it.
For Turkey,
nothing.
too.
And I'm going to sit there. It's like an NFL game that has no meaning for one of the teams, and I play all the backups. Why? Like, the United States last night did what they were supposed to do. They played all their backups.
And
What's
they got
the
and they,
I'm not watching that game.
What's the alternative, though? Just not play the game and just move on?
no, the
Tell
alternative
Turkey to go home?
The alternative is once you lock in the next round, these games after that should have some impact on like seeding or something like that. That there should be more
I don't know how you do
value
that,
added.
I don't. This is where, like,
What about for Turkey, who had,
how many
they're going
teams,
home today?
How many teams are in the World Cup?
They expanded it. I know that.
Yeah, they expanded it. So my point would be then this: do you need pool play? Can't we do like an NCAA tournament where it's just a bracket and it's a one and done and the best
48
just
teams.
advances?
48.
All right, so 48 teams. There you go. You can expand it. 48 teams. You can certainly break down a bracket to where you play one and done. Right?
I mean, you could.
I get it.
I think the reason why they do the round robin though is because for a lot of these
flying
teams
over here, you want to get
This is 4 years in the making.
Right. It's 4 years. You're coming over here. You don't want to fly over here and do the whole thing with all the fans and everything for one game and you're out.
But also a lot of these teams, don't forget, these guys don't play together year round. So this is for some of them the first time they're getting game action together. So the round robin also allows some of these teams like a little ramp up.
I got it. I'm not saying, listen, I'm ranting, but I also I'm the guy who's now ranting and doesn't have a way to fix it.
Well, you come up with the rant, and I'll come up with a solution.
There could be a way to fix it. It could be a double elimination tournament, right? Where you get at least 2 games. Now, you could also have, a situation where you do a double elimination tournament. The teams, once they're eliminated, if you want to give them a third game, they go into like a loser's
like the College World Series
and play a friendly type of thing.
Like the College World Series.
That's what last night was. Certainly a friendly.
Yeah, last night was a legitimate friendly. There was no meaning to that game. So, no, I did not watch the game
And
last
a
night.
bunch of games today, a couple of them have no meaning.
So there was a lot of guys that didn't play last night because they had yellow cards, and they didn't want to risk getting another yellow card in the game. So that's why they didn't play last night. Am I right on that?
It's like Wemby with those flagrant fouls. If you got one more,
you're out.
Suspended, yeah.
Jeez. So, no, I did not watch the game last night. Nothing. I didn't watch one kick.
Are you going to watch the real World Cup when it starts next Wednesday against Bosnia?
If it's on at a time that I'm around.
Okay.
I'm not going to plan my life around it.
Right. You're not going to go out to a bar.
For God's
until 4
sakes, I was in Thailand for the NFC Championship game. You think I'm going to make sure that I'm in front of the TV for a soccer game?
Now, I saw Egypt. They were playing. I was thinking of you.
Yeah, because Mo Salah, who's their star player, when you go to Egypt and you walk around the town, there's number 10 Mo Salah jerseys everywhere. That guy is a rock star.
Yeah, he is.
Everybody wears number 10, right? Messi wears 10. Pulisic from the US.
But Salah, he's like one of the top 10 selling jerseys on the planet.
Well, everywhere in Egypt, there's a Salah jersey. So I get an email today asking for Union tickets.
Oh.
Right? Somebody wanted Union tickets. And I said, they're very cheap. You can probably just buy them.
Go to the Wilcon, buy front row seats.
Well, my buddy has season tickets, and I'm like, I'll ask him to see. Well, wouldn't you know, the tickets they want is for when they play Miami.
Of course.
Oh, Messi. Right.
So, yeah.
By the way, Team USA, Wednesday, 8 p.m.
Okay, that's serviceable.
See, that's where it should be at 8 p.m. every time.
That's fine.
Yeah.
If I'm around Wednesday night, 8 o'clock, if the Phillies are not, what's the Phillies situation? I'm not watching the soccer game over.
I'll pull up the Phillies.
Phillies are playing the Pirates next week.
But what time?
That at home.
Are you going Phillies game or soccer game?
Phillies Pirates or U.S. men's national team in the knockout stage?
Yeah.
I'm going to go. Is Paul Skeens pitching?
Phillies. Okay. Funny you said that. I was just going to tell you. Phillies Pirates, 640. Zach Wheeler versus Paul Skeens.
Ooh, that's a tough call right there.
Team USA, I will catch you when the baseball game is done.
Well, when the baseball game's over, you go there.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right? I don't need to watch the first 58 minutes of the game. Right?
No, watching these guys just run around and kick a ball. It doesn't.
Flopping all over the place like a dead fish. You see the two guys, they both collided. They both went down. They were both acting like they were hurt. Nobody paid any attention
and they just got up.
They finally got up, the two of them. All right, no one's paying attention to us. All right, we're up.
I mean, those guys were acting like they just were like shot.
Crazy.
Appreciate the officials.
There's one guy, he's stern.
Yeah.
He does a good job.
Well, but he gives out the yellow card.
We need that guy in the NBA. That's what
yeah. I would love to see the yellow card and the red card instituted in an NBA game.
That would be amazing.
That would be great. You see who's the one ref? Didn't he tear his ACL? The one that's all smooth up to the camera.
Oh yeah.
So and so did not move his feet.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, the call it does stand. It will not be overturned. All right, we're at Jersey Cow.
Milwaukee loses.
You know that guy?
Yeah.
We're live at Jersey Cow at Margate. The brand new Jersey Cow is now open. And I got people texting me like, I had no idea you were going to be at Jersey Cow today. I've only been talking about it for 2 weeks that we were going to be here live on location. We got Matt Wright tickets to give away. We got other great giveaways, $250 gift card, not to mention the ice cream. We've got the ice cream. And if you're new to Jersey Cow, if you're in Margate or you're on your way and you haven't tried Jersey Cow yet, you will thank me over and over and over again. Stop out and see us live today. We're here till 6. It is the Sports Bash Live. Busy show. Mike McGarry from the Press of Atlantic City is on the way. A Mike and Bob Friday baseball chat at 3 o'clock today. We got football at 4. The Nuggets are joining us at 3:30.
Flyers draft
also,
tonight?
the Flyers draft is tonight. We've got Phillies Fastball at 4:30. And could the Sixers actually find a buyer for Joel Embiid? We'll discuss later on in the show. We're just kicking off a Friday edition of the Sports Bash.
You're listening to the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you.
On 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
across the globe.
It's the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
And I am the voice of the voiceless.
On 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
Welcome back. Sports Bash is live at Jersey Cal. Now, we just sampled the ube ice cream with the waffle, which was made in heaven, by the way. You can check out our social media for some of the tastes that we are doing. And we got the Matt Wright tickets. If you want to sign up to win tickets to see Matt Wright at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City. And also, for the Margate grand opening, we're giving away a free kitty cup of soft or hard ice cream. So stop by the table right here, and we will hook you up with that for that. And by the way, I will tell you, when I go to Jersey Cal, I order the kitty. That's what I order. Because the serving's so big. One free kitty cup, soft or hard ice cream.
Nothing against
the
soft.
salt in.
Nothing against the soft stuff, but hard stuff they got is pretty good. Yeah, so many things.
Mike McGarry from the Press of Atlantic City. PressOfAC.com joins me now on the Sports Bash Live on 97.3 ESPN.
crucial, right? So the Mets rallied off the Phillies bullpen in 2024. They took game one, went back to New York, won one, and won the series 3-1. Phillies last year up 3-0 to the Dodgers in game one. Dodgers, Teoscar Hernandez with the home run. Dodgers rally, win that series in 4 games. If those games turned around, if the Phillies keep those leads, you might have a different result in that NL Division Series. So I agree, and I think this bullpen has issues. I think the bullpen has issues from the left-handed side. Jose Alvarado has not been great. Tanner Banks, a big contributor last year, is in the minor leagues. They signed Rob Keller. He was not great before he got hurt. Orion Kirkring was pitching well. Then he gave up a big home run the night before, pitched pretty well last night. So, yeah, to me, this is a bullpen that could benefit from 1 or 2 arms to bridge from the starter to Johan Duran, which is something they had going into last year's playoffs. But from 22 to 24, they didn't have that lockdown closer. They just got to figure out a way to get from the starter to that closer. And I think they might need an arm or 2 to make that bridge.
That's the thing is, and Christopher Sanchez didn't pitch well last night. He had a rough night. How funny is it, Mike, the story of Sanchez and Curtis Mead, who was almost an afterthought. Nobody knows who this guy even was in the trade. They face each other, and Mead hits the home run to start this thing off. He's had a really good series. It's kind of funny. The Phillies could use a guy kind of like Curtis Mead with some power, plays third base, but that's kind of storyline. But Sanchez not pitching well last night. That's the worry that you get sometimes when you think about this team big picture. If he has a night like he did last night come playoff time.
Yeah, I mean, in any playoff game, if you're starting pitcher, especially for a team that is built around its starting pitching, despite what the offense has done really since last Saturday against the Mets, it's been a fun week of Phillies baseball. And what are they doing? Hitting home runs. And when people wonder why analytics sell you on hitting home runs, you're seeing it right now in what the Phillies have been able to do. You can score runs in a hurry quickly when you hit the ball out of the ballpark. But you're right, a team that's built on that starting pitching, if the starting pitching does not come through, are they good enough to slug their way back and slug their way to a win? They were able to do it last night. You kind of wonder, are they able to do it in the postseason where you're most likely facing better pitching and a definitely better bullpen than the Washington Nationals threw at the Phillies this week?
All right, Mike, fun weekend with the Mets. The Mets fired their manager finally today. Will this Met firing today have the same effect that it did for the Phillies?
Absolutely not. First of all, it's too late to fire the manager. They should have fired the guy in April. I actually think they probably did him a favor firing him today. Nobody should have to sit through and watch what the Mets have become over this past week of the series against the Chicago Cubs. Mike, I told people I've been watching the New York Mets a long time, since the early 1970s. I'm talking 1970, 1971. The 6-era game was one of the worst games, maybe the worst game I've ever seen the New York Mets play in 50-something years. I think they just did Carlos Mendez a favor today by firing him. Andy Green is the new manager. It's not going to make a difference. If they wanted to do something, shake something up, they should have done it in April. Doing it now on June 26th or whatever it is, halfway through the season, isn't going to make a whole lot of difference to anybody. And right now, you really got to wonder what direction that ball club is going in. I know the Mets, David Stearns and the owner Steve Cohen did not envision them getting swept by the Cubs and hearing the fans chant Pete Alonso when Pete Alonso is in Baltimore as their way the summer was going to unfold.
What went wrong with this team? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, they thought that this team was a contending team. They thought that they had made some changes from a team that was disappointed a year ago. They went out and made moves. What happened?
Yeah, forget about, letting Alonso go. It turns out that when you let a guy go who hits 40 home runs and plays every day and knocks in more than 90 runs, that can leave a hole in your lineup. But the biggest issue is, and again, it's what makes the Phillies so good, it's starting pitching. Right now, the Mets don't have a starting pitcher that can get them through 4 to 5 innings of a start. Every start, the starting pitcher goes out there and gets drilled. Think about what happened in the Phillies-Mets series last weekend. Now we'll see what happens in the series this weekend. But the biggest they really haven't had it since this time last year.
All right, everybody. Well, the weekend is here. Mike McGarry from the Press of Atlantic City, pressofac.com, joined us as he does on Fridays right here on the Sports Bash Live on 97.3 ESPN. All right, Michael, enjoy the weekend.
All right, have a cup of soft vanilla for me, and we'll see you down the road. Bye-bye.
Soft vanilla.
Soft vanilla. We got strawberry shortcake. We got Nutella here.
What is this? Looks like a Gary type of deal. I'm getting in on that one here on the next
break.
Hey, it's Margate's grand opening at Jersey Cow, and if you stop by right here at the table, you're awarded one free kitty cup, soft or a hard ice cream. Stop by. We had Beth from Margate stopped by already. She said hello. She got a free ice cream just for stopping by here. Say hello. The Sports Bash at the Jersey Cow. You stop by. Beth and Margate, great job by stopping by. We got plenty more going on. Matt Rife tickets. You want to go see Matt Rife at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City. See Bossy Gina or Tall Vince. They'll take care of you. Also, we got all sorts of raffles going on all day. They're giving away stuff all day here. And it's like one of those things where you stop by, you're bound to win something, right? You just stop by, you do by the community. And as Mike McGarry said, he saw Worldwide West was over at Dino's, which is right up the street from us there. Right? You drive into the city, you smell a Dino, and you roll right into the ice cream now. This is a great spot. I grew up like 5 blocks from here. My house is like right there. When I was a young lad walking down the street there, they used to have, that was Boca. It used to be the Sailfish when I was a kid. The Margate movie theater was right there. Right there. You used to go check out a little movie at the Twin. Now it's houses. Go figure, right?
Go figure. That's all.
You know what's still here? The bus stop. That thing hasn't changed. The buses. Can you believe Margate is still having a place where the buses are rolling in and out of here? That's unbelievable.
3 buses, too, from about 30 years ago, I'm sure.
Awesome time in Margate, as always. We're right near the center of town, Castles, Down Beach Liquors across the street from us. So when you're driving through, stop by, get a little ice cream before you start your weekend. When we come back, do you remember? We got them coming up next.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at
You're listening to The Sports Bash with Mike Gill on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, do you remember? These are all things that happened on this day. Friday, June 26th, on this day. Remember Lloyd McClendon? He was the manager of the Pirates. He went on that epic rant. Yeah, him. The Lloyd McClendon Pirate rant. Remember that?
I remember him. I do not remember the context of the rant.
I don't really remember the context of the rant either. There's always like him. Al McGarry had a rant that he went on. Also on this day, in 2003, the Cleveland Cavaliers selected
LeBron James,
first overall pick in the NBA draft. That happened on this day.
2003? The guy's still playing.
Well, there's some interesting LeBron news that we're going to talk about later on in the show that has to do with LeBron and possibly Joel Embiid. All right, we'll talk about that later. On this day, in 1986, Mike Tyson at Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City
knocked out,
demolished Michael Spinks in the first round in 91 seconds. He beat him in the first round of their heavyweight title fight. This was the first loss of Spinks and his own loss, and he never boxed again. Michael Spinks at Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City on this day. Also on this day, in 1997, Mike Tyson fought Evander Holyfield, and he bit his ear off. His ear was bleeding. Blood from the ear. And Mike Tyson was disqualified in the third round.
I guess he was.
I think they kept fighting, though. Right? He bit him in the ear, and then, like, he kind of pulled off. He was like, what the heck happened here? Remember that? All right, we're live at Jersey Cal. We've got reinforcements, by the way. Now, Bossy Gina wanted some vegan stuff. Try that?
This is the vegan?
Vegan stuff for Bossy Gina?
No, I'm not going to touch this.
All vegan. These are all vegan, yes. All homemade vegan for you, Bossy Gina. We also have we also got raffles going on all day. So I just went over to check out the raffles. We've got a $250 grand prize gift card. We've got all sorts of merch, and we got all sorts of other gifts that you can put your name in the hat for over there. We've got people now trying to win the Matt Rife tickets. So if you want to win tickets to see Matt Rife at Ocean, you working that night there, Bossy Gina, for Matt Rife? All right, nice. You'll be in attendance? She'll work for that. Can't get her to do anything else.
Well, she was working 17 straight hours the other week, she was saying.
And then, I'll try. And then if you're listening today and you stop by, come by the table, I've got free kitty cup or hard ice cream right here. Stop by, say hello. You heard us on the show. We've already had a couple people. So first 20 people, I think I've already given out a couple to people that stopped by and said hello. But stop by, say hello, and we'll give you a free kitty cup of soft or hard ice cream. And I told you, you really only need the kitty. I go waffle cone kitty. That's my go-to here at Jersey Cal. All right. That was Do You Remember for June 26th. Next hour, it's a Mike and Bob Friday baseball chat. We talk Phillies with Bob Blanco from the Fighting Words podcast. He joins me next as we take a look at all things Phillies this weekend as they take on the Metropolitans. Mets fired their manager today, Carlos Mendoza.
He's got to be the happiest guy in baseball right now.
right? Now he can come down and hang out with all the Knicks on the beach of Margate.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, stop out and see us here at Jersey Cal and Margate, where the crowd is starting to percolate a little here, Peachy. Look at all the people hanging out with us on the badge. in Margate for the grand opening. And if you stop by, say hello. I've got one free soft hard ice cream you can grab from me right here. We've also got tickets to see Matt Rife at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City.
Oh, there you go.
We've also got a $250 gift card. There's all sorts of things that you can sign up for.
Yeah.
But we're having fun, and we're going to talk a little Bills this weekend. My man Bob Wankel from the Fighting Words podcast. It's a Mike and Bob Friday baseball chat back here on the Sports Bash Live on 97.3 ESPN. Man, I am loaded up on ice cream and chopped up sugar, ready to go, brother. How are you?
You got to get the set the tone for the weekend, you know. But you start off with a little ice cream, maybe transition over to some adult beverages later on. Have a day.
Let me tell you, I got a graduation party to go to tonight. So here we go. I'll have the amount of ice cream we've already consumed is outrageous already. They just keep bringing a sample after sample after sample. It's pretty tough. What a series, man. What are the last three games? In a team that we always bemoan and find reasons to complain, there was finally some fun in a season that has been pretty dreary, even with wins.
Yeah, you said it. It's like this team has one path to win games. It's did the starting pitching excel, and did they hit a couple home runs? And if the answer to either of those is no, then they probably don't win the game. So to see the starters kind of get roughed up a little bit, not totally their fault. So both in the case of Luzardo and Sanchez, defense didn't help them. Things were a little bit weird. But to go out and overcome early deficits and win in dramatic fashion like that again and again and again in such improbable fashion, I have to tell you, like, I think it kind of rejuvenates you a little bit as a fan. And if you're like, get me in October, or this is the same old Phillies team, you watch the games like you did this week. And if you couldn't enjoy that, and if you can't get a little bit excited about what you watch this week, then like you're probably in the wrong business.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's the big picture look at things. And, you know, as this team's trying to find some more pieces, and we'll discuss they do need more pieces. But let's start with Derek Hill, who hits a home run to win the game the other night. Then he basically puts the game away with one last night. I'm not suggesting he's an everyday player, but have they found a piece? Is he a piece?
Yeah, I mean, he certainly seems like he could be a piece. And the thing is, I mean, he has had success against left-handed pitching throughout his career. So do you expect him to hit 375 like he has over his first 11 games here? No. Do you expect him to carry an OPS north of 1,000? No. But can you play him in multiple outfield positions? Expect him to get some timely hits for you, be competent against lefties? Yeah, I think absolutely. And given that they definitely seem like they're inclined to go with platoons again in the outfield, I think that he's a guy that's going to continue to get time, whether it be in center or in right. And I think it also gives them a little bit of flexibility in how they evaluate their offensive needs at the trade deadline. I would expect that they would still try to add another outfielder, but does it absolutely positively have to be a right-handed bat? Or could you say we don't dislike the mix that we currently have? Maybe we want to upgrade the Rincones part of the platoon, and you go out and you get a lefty if that's what's available. So if nothing else, they just have a little bit more flexibility in how they may address the lineup as the deadline nears.
I've been asking this week. I want to see what you think on this. I actually laughed because I would probably I kind of joked like, hey, Moniak would look nice playing right field instead of Rincones. Like, is that a spot? Hey, I can't get the right-handed bat. Maybe I go find a left-handed bat now, because the left-handed guy plays 5 days a week. So at this point, if I can't find the right-handed bat, do I now say I like Hill, he can play 2 days a week, I need to go find a better left-handed bat all of a sudden? Is that something?
Yeah, I mean, that's more or less what I just kind of was hinting at. I mean, I think that what you have to do is say, we have a limited amount of assets. We don't want to necessarily deplete or further deplete our farm system. And however you want to rank it, whether it's bottom 10, middle of the pack, I think that they would like to try to avert parting ways with significant pieces. And so if you go out on the market and the upgrade happens to be left-handed, I don't think that you have to have an aversion to that. I think that you can be open-minded in the way that you approach this. And the same can be said for the pitching staff as well.
We're talking with Bob Wankel from the Fighting Words podcast and Mike and Bob Friday Baseball Chat. So Derek Hill, okay, there's a little tweak, a little turn that Dave Dombrowski has made so far, and it has seemingly worked out. Let me get your thoughts on what he can do and what to do with this center field situation, because Derek Hill can't play both right and center. So you got to pick one, right? Is that how you view it the same way?
Yeah, I think, well, in situations where you have left-handed, starters out there, you feel good about Hill. I think that they are inclined at the moment to use Sosa more out there. And I think that that's more of a stopgap, frankly. But right now it's okay. It seems to be working a little bit. But I think that, you're obviously a player short. And I'll give you a way to reframe this a little bit. The Phillies at the start of this month were 28th in runs per game. They were scoring fewer than 4 runs per game. They are now, based on this latest surge, all the way up to 17th in runs per game. And over the last 50 games, Mike, you just take out the month of April, and you can't do that. They played the games. It all counts the same. But from May 1st onward, a span of 50 games, the Phillies are 8th in runs per game. So this offense, while it's frustrating, it's inconsistent, it has holes, they certainly need to address it. Like, let's not get carried away because they scored, a ton of runs this week. It may not, and I'm treading lightly here, it may not be quite as bad as we think it is.
Well, and that's the thing, Bob, is you get off to such a bad start. You start to say, okay, if you get off to that bad of a start, at some point you're going to have fun watching it come back around. And some of these guys are starting to come around. Bohm, like him or not, he has started to come around to some extent where he's back to Bohm. Whether you like that, whether you like Alec Bohm or not, he's back to what he generally is, about a 260 hitter with marginal, power, and he drives runs in. Is he great? No. But at least he's not the guy he was in April. Stott is starting to come around where he's driving runs in here. So those two guys are at least giving you something. The one guy is Turner, but everybody else, even JT, is starting to kind of come around a little bit here. So that is kind of goes to what you're saying. The guys are getting back to where they normally are. While their numbers don't look good because they got off to such bad starts, it's contributing to why their offense has been manageable.
Yeah, and even in the case of Turner, you're looking at baby steps. I mean, you're watching these games play out this week, and there's just so many bad at-bats. But last 3 games, he's had multi-hit games. Last 7 games, he's hitting over 300. And, you got to start somewhere. He's up to 231. Is anybody excited about that? Absolutely not. Is he still not driving the ball? Yeah, of course he isn't. But, look, if you're going to have that mentality that he has to be good for them to be good, for them to really take that next step, you have to start somewhere, and it's been an okay week for him. Defensively, it is what it is. I kind of hate saying that, but I think that we kind of see where he's at defensively. But offensively,
they're not going to make it. They're not going to make a change here, so it doesn't matter anyway, right?
You're just kind of married to what it is at this point.
Defensively, in left field, can they play Edmundo Sosa in the outfield in a playoff game?
I don't think they want to. Can they get away with it? Maybe. I mean, you look at what they've done the last 2 months and how good they've been, and it seems to be working for them. They a couple years ago ran Rhys Hoskins out in left field. They ran Kyle Schwarber out in left field. Can they get away with it? I guess so. I don't think it would be their preference to do it.
Probably not. You're right. I mean, you take a look at, the other night he was playing third base. He came into the game, and there was a pop-up into foul territory, and he's camping out under it. And you're like, all this outfield stuff, and he goes over there, and he just looks kind of unsure of himself still catching the ball even in foul territory there. So there's your outfield. You got Sosa, you got Marsh, you got Crawford, you got Hill, you got Rincones. Sounds like an outfield you need another guy in, though. That's definitive. Yeah,
I mean, I unless he really turns it on quickly here, Phillies are not really in a position where they can do, the Rincones thing if he's going to be a sub 200 hitter. They're going to have to improve on that spot.
Right. And is that a spot where, Bob, you're doing something now, or are you waiting until, the deadline?
You just look at how bad baseball is. We've talked so much about how the Phillies had the worst run differential in baseball. And, well, guess what? They're back in plus territory now, +4. And that gives them the 8th best run differential in the entire sport. I mean, it just goes to show you how few teams, really are playing consistently competitive baseball. And the American League absolutely stinks. It's extraordinarily thin. And you just look at where they're at. And I think that because there's so much mediocrity, so many teams are still trying to figure out what they are. Just even look within the division. You can make a case the Nationals lead baseball in several offensive categories. Are they a playoff team with a competent back end of the bullpen? They've played 23 games this season. Cut that number in half. They're a clear playoff team.
That's what I was like. If they had 2 bullpen arms, and you cut just the blown saves, 23 of them in half, they are in the playoffs. And it's almost like, is that a team you're now competing with to try to get some back end of the bullpen help? As you just said, there's so much mediocrity. That's why it's going to be so difficult to try to fix things.
Yeah, throw the Marlins into that mix. They're sitting a game or two over 500. Is Alcantara on the market? Is he not? 2 weeks ago, Bob Nightingale writes that say Suzuki's going to be on the market. Well, the Cubs are 7 games over 500 and have one of the best run differentials in baseball all of a sudden, and they beat up on the Mets, and now they look good again. And so there's just an ebb and flow to this thing where I think there's going to be a lot of reluctance as it relates to the market, on which side teams are going to be on. I don't think anybody's really making that commitment quite yet, other than a handful of outliers who are especially bad.
The argument, Bob, that their bullpen has let them down in the playoffs and the offense is what it is. I mean, it can go hot, it can go cold. Does that put more of a necessity on the bullpen for you?
A little bit. I mean, I think that when you look at their numbers relative to the rest of the league, the bullpen's been okay. But I think what gives you a little bit of hesitance about this bullpen and the way it's constructed specifically is that, one guy seems to kind of heat up a little bit, another guy gets cold. It feels like that they have some bullpen depth. They have a lot of options, but do you really feel like, other than Duran, that these guys have earned defined roles, especially in high leverage situations? Boland's going on runs where he's looked really good. I generally trust him, but do you feel like he's a guy that you want to go into in the 8th inning and get a key out, like in a playoff game? I don't know if we're there with him. I don't know if we're there with Kerkering. I kind of feel like every time you ask Kerkering to graduate a little bit and take on a bigger situation, you see weird things happen. It happened on Tuesday night. They got away with it. Now, to his credit, last night he gives up the double to start the inning, and then he gets a pair of strikeouts and escapes. That was a big moment for him. But do you feel great about him? You feel great about Brad Keller? Do you feel great about Jose Alvarado? These are all guys that are capable and have plus arms, and in moments show they're capable of doing it. But do they have the consistency to do it at a championship level? And right now, I would say probably not. So I would absolutely explore adding a high leverage arm to the back of this bullpen.
Are you interested in on Chapman then?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be the name. And obviously the Red Sox are terrible and they'll trade him. There's other considerations when it comes to Chapman, but sure. Yeah. I mean, if you could pair him with Duran and your 8th and 9th innings, I mean, my goodness, if you can get. You go ahead.
I thought last night, by the way, Kerkering actually showed a little bit of like something in him that he hasn't really shown before. It was like he gives up that hit, and he was so like disgusted by it. He's like, fine, hit this then, and just threw, reared back and fired. That was like something you haven't seen out of him.
It's something that you've been waiting to see out of him. And
right?
Again, you look at him and what he can do. I mean, he gets a lot of soft contact. He can miss bats. And you just want to see more consistency of him, especially when they're, going to him in key situations. And hopefully he figures it out. He's still young. He's still got some time. There's still a lot of upside there. But, was last night just a, kind of a pop, or is it the beginning of something where you really start to see true consistency in those spots?
That would be it. By the way, Sunday, Bob, Andrew Painter is going to pitch. What would your guess be? They want him back soon. Are they going to play this slow?
I feel like they're going to play this slow. I feel like that this isn't just about getting some confidence and trying to throw some zeros on the board. I think that this is about refining mechanics. I think it's about developing more consistency. And in doing that, I think that this time he has to earn the promotion. I can't see a scenario where he goes down there, makes 2 starts, even if he has good results or they're mixed results, I don't think they're going to say, okay, you're all good to go now, let's bring you back up, because I think you're setting them up for failure. The expectations are going to be just the same. It's going to be a team that's in a pennant race, maybe trying to even win a division now. I just think that unless he really shows something different, that it's unlikely that you're going to see him before September, if even then.
Yeah. I was a big Painter guy. Miscalculated on that one. I thought he would have a big impact this year. Totally off the mark on that one. And now at this point, I just don't want to see them rush it back. You got to save this kid from himself, right? I mean, and I don't know that being down there for 2 starts and bringing him back after the All-Star break helps you out. You also, I don't know, what you saw out of Alan Rangel and what I saw out of Alan Rangel the other night, that guy keeps exposing himself. He's going to get hit pretty hard.
Yeah, look, I think that he's a fine solution for the time being, just to try to keep you in a game. And will he do that sometimes? Yes. Will he struggle at times? Probably. It kind of gives you another situation here. I talk about the flexibility of how you may address the offense. Well, and then I said, well, there's also some flexibility in how you may address the pitching staff. We talked about the idea of adding a high leverage reliever. If you don't go that route, maybe you can address the starting pitching. Well, there's two different ways to do that. Right now, you're looking at it and saying, hey, let's go out and add a fifth starter. Let's go out and get somebody that can slot into that painter spot and just give you some confidence in the back end of the rotation. How about this, though? How about you say, can we go out and address this rotation in a more meaningful way and acquire a guy who could potentially start a postseason game for us, build out the depth that way, and then you have a guy like Jesus Luzardo who threw postseason innings last year against the Dodgers. We all saw how that looked. Could you maybe give yourself a little bit more flexibility that way? And so I think that's what's really interesting about this team is that they have holes. They're going to have to address their holes and bolster this roster. But I think that there's a lot of different ways they could go about it. Doesn't mean they're going to do 5 different things, but I just think that you can take this team and upgrade it, and there are multiple avenues that you can take to do it.
Right now, I can't believe they're only 4 back of this race. Like, I can't understand how the Braves have coughed up the lead that they had. But we asked our listeners yesterday. They were 4.5 back yesterday, whether or not you thought the Phillies win the division. Like 70% of Phillies fans, who could be a negative bunch if you haven't figured out over the time, think that they're going to catch them and beat them. Would you agree that you think right now Philadelphia is actually the better team?
I would say I would not bet on that, but like, let me give it to you this way. It's a little bit of a cop-out, but if you said, hey, you got to lay 260 on the Braves to win the division at those odds, or take the Phillies at plus 220, I would take the Phillies. I would take my investment and back the Phillies. I think that they're the better bet at this moment, just in terms of value. I think it's very possible, though, for sure. I mean, I think it's very much in play. The Braves have been ice cold offensively. They've been one of the worst offenses in baseball this month. They're very injured. Ronald Acuna is out. He's not coming back anytime soon. And the pitching, which I thought was a massive question mark for them coming into the season, got off to such a great start behind Sale. It's been very, very hit or miss. So Phillies are working their way back into this a little bit.
We talked about when they were 6.5 back, Bob. Could they get to 4.5 by the All-Star break? They're at 4 right now. The All-Star break is 2 weeks from now. So it'll be interesting to see if they can actually catch them here and see what happens because, you're right. The Braves pitching is just leaking oil at this point. And I don't know about you. I feel like the Phillies offense still has more left in it. We still haven't seen this team really get going here.
Yeah, I think that may be true. And look, they're coming up on a spot here on the calendar where they have some advantageous matchups, starting with the Mets tonight. Now, they just fired their manager. They might get a bump from that. Phillies at some point probably have to cool up a little bit as a team, but you got the Mets in there. You'll see the Royals over the next couple of weeks. You'll see the Tigers, who stink, over the next couple of weeks. You have an opportunity to really win some games here. They play a 4-game series at home against the Pirates, who are decent, but you're at home. You expect to win those games. And Phillies really could continue to make a move here over the next couple of weeks.
Well, obviously, Phils and Mets, you just talked about it. They fired their manager. Let's end with that. I mean, the Don Mattingly effect for you, now that we have a pretty decent sample size, is he just flat out a better manager than Rob Thompson, and that's the big change here?
I think it's hard to know. Phillies have gone through stretches where they've won a ton of games, and at the end of the year, it doesn't work out. And I don't think you can really fully answer that question until you get to October. I do think that there are some small things that they do. And I think that the credibility that he brings and who he was as a player, I think resonates with a veteran group of guys. But better, I don't know. I mean, I think Rob had his flaws. I'll give you a perfect example. You saw what happened the other night. They're down, they bring up Kyle Schwarber to the plate, who missed the previous game, didn't start. They could have just said, hey, Kyle's really important to us. We're just going to give him another day. We don't want him to go out, warm up, go take live swings, and potentially risk this. They sent him up there down to the last out. He gave him a great at bat, and boom, they win the game. Like, when you talk about being aggressive, you don't have to be Larry Boa. You don't have to be somebody that is very. You can look at and see how like emotional they are, or somebody that's always like trying to take. Like, we're going to steal. We're going to burn our pitchers out. We're going to burn our bullpen out. It's not always that when you talk about being aggressive, but I thought that like on a micro level, that was a very aggressive situation to put Schwarber out there and it ended up paying off. And like things like that seem to be hitting for him right now.
Well, long way to go. You're right. As much as people thought Rob was asleep at the wheel very often, it's not easy to win 96 games when you're comatose. I would just say that.
I would agree.
It's kind of difficult to do win 96 games with a roster that we all think is flawed. That is very difficult to do. But, they're winning a lot, and it's made the summer fun. They've had 3 really fun nights back to back to back, and they'll play the Mets this weekend up at City. And, of course, we'll talk about that with Bob and everybody right here on the Sports Bash on the Mike and Bob Friday Baseball Chat from the Fighting Words podcast. Bob Wankel, everybody. Thanks,
All
man.
right, see you later, Mike.
Happy hour for him. We're just getting started at Jersey Cal, the grand opening, and stop by the table here. Just say hello. You're awarded a free kitty cup of soft or hard ice cream from Jersey Cal. Grand opening where a lot of people coming out and saying hello. I think, obviously, the banana chocolate, I didn't even get a chance to try it. My favorite one. You ate the whole thing?
It melted right before your eyes.
That's my favorite one.
Oh, I'm sure we can get you hooked up with another one.
No, that is fantastic. We've got all the different flavors. We're trying them all out. Check our Instagram out. You can check out some of the flavors and all the stuff that we're trying out here at Jersey Cal. Now, Tall Vince and Gina are walking around Margate. If you see them, they've got the tickets to Matt Wright.
Yeah, what a sight that is.
And then $250 gift card, Jersey Cal. They just opened here in Margate. If you haven't tried it out before, stop here, Margate. We are at the grand opening. A lot of fun today. We're also going to do the Nuggets on the other side. Got early Nugs next on the Sports Bash Live on 97.3 ESPN.
You're listening to the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
When I'm driving, I got a guy on the radio who talks to me. I can't see him, but he talks to me.
On 97.3 ESPN.
All right, we're rocking and rolling on a Friday at Jersey Cow in Margate. Now, this is a way to go on to a weekend here. Well, Friday at the Jersey Store with ice cream. Now, the chocolate therapy. I'm a big chocolate fan. Chocolate therapy, they make brownies every day, every location. The brownies are homemade daily in the chocolate therapy ice cream.
He said he needs therapy, right?
Chocolate? I'll tell you what, that chocolate therapy is. This is the first time I've tried that. That's top of my list right now. Then you get the banana. Nice little banana there. Fantastic. Jersey Cow, Matt Rice chicken. Now, we told people that Bossy Tina and Paul Vince were walking around Margate. Find them. They have Matt Rice chicken.
They were just in the liquor store during the last commercial break.
Oh, really?
For some reason. I don't know.
All right, well, after the Nuggets now, Earnshaw's here, and he was missing out today. He invited. He passed.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
We invited him.
Matter with
Live
Earnshaw?
Nuggets today, and he said, nope, I'm not coming today.
Well, listen, all right. This is 2 years in a row. You guys have been at the Jersey Cow and just throwing it in my face. Just throwing it in my face. It's fine. It's fine. Is Pete even doing any work? I can't even see. Bossy Gina and Tall Vince doing any work today. I mean, they're walking around with Matt Rife tickets, having ice cream. I mean, what an internship that is.
Yeah, I mean, Bossy Gina is not doing any work.
Gina stole my phone charger, and now she's on her phone the whole time.
Yeah. Paul Vince is driving the car around town. He's moving from parking spot to parking spot, stuff like that. But no, you don't say we were throwing it in your face. You were invited.
Listen, I had other things going on today, So I made the Nuggets.
That's like anybody listening right now. I can't make it to Jersey Cow because I have other things going on today.
I'm sorry there's not a Jersey Cow in Manhattan.
Whatever you had is way more important than Jersey Cow. You know how many different ice cream samples we've had today? This is unbelievable.
Yeah, PG's supposed to be saving mine. He's supposed to be saving mine, driving it back towards Camden County.
I got a Yeti cooler filled with 3 bags of ice in the trunk of my car.
I'm sure you do.
Just in case, no pressure.
Yeah.
Just in case.
By the way, today's Nuggets are brought to you by Broadleaf's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, a trusted source for heating, plumbing, service, and air conditioning. 609-390-3907, broadleafs.net.
All right, well, while PG was getting his coolers ready and watching the World Cup, the Phillies were making history last night, all right? That was the first team ever in Major League history to hit a go-ahead home run in the 9th inning in 3 straight games. I mean, the Washington Nationals just chalk it, go home, shut down the ballpark. I mean, that is how good the Phillies have been late in ball games. I've been ready to turn it off because I get aggravated, and then they start coming back, and I'm like, all right, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving this channel at all. But no, it's been an unbelievable couple of days for the Philadelphia Phillies. But there's one specific home run I want to talk about, and that's Bryce Harper's from last night. So Bryce hits the home run last night, and I thought at first he was showing off the middle finger when he was rounding first base. I thought it was the number 1 sign with the middle finger. It turned out to be
Can you imagine that, though? Seriously, the guy runs around the bases, giving the fans the middle finger. I mean, that would be unprecedented.
I could see it happening. In today's day and age, it would shock me.
I could see it happening, but not from Bryce Harper.
That's not his image. Yeah.
Right. I mean, you're talking about a former MVP, 2-time MVP, not some complete knucklehead running around the bases partying. This guy's Bryce Harper, for God's sakes.
Well, he is in Washington. The fans were chanting. It was reported that they did hear the chants. Bryce Harper was getting chants at him. Trey Turner was also getting chants at him, which I was stunned by the way. I'm stunned that Trey Turner was getting negative chants. He won a World Series the year after Bryce Harper left. Why on earth, if you're Washington, would you boo and chant at Trey Turner. I can't find a reason for that.
Well, I mean, in Washington, he left them. That's why.
I know, but he won a World Series. He won a World Series. He didn't leave like A.J. Brown left Philadelphia. Like, A.J. Brown's going to get booed. Like, when he comes back to play against the Eagles.
Harper didn't win a World Series when he was with them, though.
Trey Turner.
They won the World. Oh, Trey Turner did, yes. I thought you were talking about Harper.
Yeah. No, Trey Turner, why is he getting booed? That's my thing. I'm like, why are you booing Trey?
Get the Jason Worth treatment.
Right. Well,
Jason Worth
got booed when he left. Not anymore. It's like when you come back after you're done, then you get the cheers.
All right. I don't know. Trey I would boo Trey.
I mean, Trey Turner should get booed by the Phillies fans. He does, actually. And so does Bryce Harper, to be honest with you. Right?
So,
I mean,
but here's the whole thing with the ring thing, right? He shows the ring finger to the fans in right field. And listen, I get, they did it in the past. Castellanos did it in the playoffs a couple of years ago, and it's something they've done, and you're chasing a ring. I understand that. But it is a little funny and goofy that Bryce did it when the Nationals won a World Series right after he left, and he still doesn't have a ring. So why would you show the ring finger? I thought, maybe not the best time to do that.
Weird. That's what I thought was weird, was that he went around and like Castellanos did that the one time. He was, he did that and he pointed at it.
Yeah.
But Castellanos doesn't win a World Series either, by the way, but he is a knucklehead. Harper, I don't know what he's trying to.
It's just confusing.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know what he's trying to convey when he's running around the bases and he throws that up there. And it's almost like, I don't know what context that is.
Yeah. So after the game, Bryce said, quote, obviously ring finger, though. Make sure that's out there. Obviously, everybody heard the chants. We heard it the other night. They're doing the same thing to Trey, which is crazy because they just probably should know the history a little bit with him winning a World Series here. That was what Bryce said post-game last night after that whole debacle.
That whole situation, debacle is right. You used the right word. It was a complete debacle, the whole thing. But now, listen, I like what Bryce said after the game when he said, we're coming. We're a good team. We're a great team. We got fun. We're having fun, and we're coming. That to me was the story of the game last night, is that after the game, they do this comeback and everything, and that Harper actually acknowledges, like, hey, you better be worried about us because we're coming for you. We've been kind of quiet all year long. We haven't had the fun that we wanted to have, but we're having fun here, and we're coming after you. Like, for him to come out and acknowledge how far that they have come and that they're right now on the heels, I thought that was a story.
And it's happening at a perfect time. I mean, end of June we're getting to now, All-Star break.
I just can't believe, like, when they got out, they were down by 10.5 games. The thing that I couldn't believe is that you would play well enough at a time, and the Braves would play bad enough at a time at the same time where it would coincide that you could cut into it. Like, there'll be times where they don't play well, but you're not playing well, or they're playing really well, and you're winning a lot of games, and you can't. That happened to the Phillies. They were winning some games, and the Braves just kept winning, and it just felt like they were 9 games out and 9 games out and 9 games out, and they couldn't make it up. And then all of a sudden, here we are 4 games out. Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, they're 19-9 since May 25th, excuse me. I mean, they have been on an absolute tear. And I heard you and Bob talking about the Don Mattingly effect. It's real. Like, I don't think Rob Thompson was that bad of a manager. I just think baseball is a funny game sometimes. And sometimes those little nuances, a change in a voice, it can make a little bit of a difference. And they've gone on a run.
Is Topper a better manager than Joe Girardi? I don't know.
Probably not. I don't think Rob Thompson's a better manager than anybody else. I think, he walked into a situation that needed a change. They got the change for whatever reason. Did Joe Girardi do a bad job here? Was he a bad manager? I just don't think that people liked from what I understood, from talking to people, he just wasn't well liked. People just didn't like him.
And he's a former player, much like Don Mattingly is.
Yeah.
Played the game, knows the game.
Had won a World Series, by the way, as a manager. So for all the people that are like, Thompson was this horrible manager and he was the problem, He replaced a guy who had won a World Series, and they booted him out of here because the players just didn't like playing for him. I never thought that Thompson was a good manager or a bad manager. I just thought the players liked playing for Rob. That's why he was successful. Was he a great manager? No. I never claimed that he was a great manager. What I always said was they liked playing for him. This is a situation where I said in the offseason that the Phillies should have moved on from him. They should not have brought him back because, yes, they liked playing for him, but that obviously can only get you so far. And I thought he got them as far as he could. Look, to win 96 games, I don't care what kind of manager. You could be the all-time worst manager in the history of the game. How do you win 96 games with the guy who's the all-time worst? So that never plays really with me. It's, do you like playing for the guy? And the Phillies liked playing for Rob. Unfortunately, that's not enough sometimes. That's just not enough.
That's the key, Mike. He was the right guy at the right time for that team, right? For that core over a couple of years. They probably overextended it, bringing him back this year. I mean, we could all guess that, when are those Don Mattingly rumors going to start? Bringing him into the fold. I mean, the writing was just on the wall, and you knew this was going to happen. And especially if they started the season and did not play well. And that's exactly what happened. Thompson gets fired. He gets blamed. You move on to Mattingly. Boom, they're off and running again.
Well, and I do contend as well that the Phillies had a lot of problems earlier in the year. And we talked about this with Kevin Cooney yesterday. He brought it up, not me. So it wasn't my opinion. He said, look, early in the season, the Phillies were playing their worst brand of baseball against teams that were playing their very good baseball at that time. The Cubs were playing really good baseball. The Braves were playing really good baseball. And you ran into them when you were playing your worst baseball. You had guys, Taijuan Walker. Let's be honest, Andrew Painter was not very good. Aaron Nola, early in the season. Right now, he's bad. Back then, he was horrendous, right? You had guys off the historically bad starts, Bohm and Stott, and other guys who just were not contributing at all. Well, all of that has turned around. So it's easy to say, look what Don Mattingly has done. Well, I mean, did Don Mattingly have the magic potion for Bryson Stott to turn it around, for Alec Bohm to turn it around?
Brandon Marsh.
By the way, did he get Zach Wheeler healthy all of a sudden? I mean, what was he, Mr. Miyagi? And just clapped his hands together and stuck them on his shoulder, and voila, back came Zach Wheeler. No, these things all coincided kind of at the same time, right when they fired the manager.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. So it was just the perfect storm of everything unfolding, and the timing was just perfect.
And that said, I think you got to give Mattingly credit.
You have to.
He doesn't get absolved from getting credit here.
And he wasn't even the first choice. They wanted Alex Cora.
That is right.
And they still probably do want Alex Cora.
That's a good point.
He'll probably be the manager after the year, no matter what.
That's going to be interesting to see what happens after the year, how they play this, whether or not Mattingly wants to come back, whether he wants to stay on the job, whether or not Cora is an option still, because now the Mets have fired their manager. You know, Cora sat out a couple of months now. Maybe he says, you know what, I sat out a couple of months. My wife's driving me nuts. I'd like to go back to work.
Yeah, I mean, the Mets job just opened up. The Mets job just opened up. Yeah, go right to New York, from Boston to New York.
The fact that Mendoza just got fired, the fact that they could call him now. Now, they just hired an interim manager. They'll probably take him through the
front
rest of
office guy, by the way. So the front office is basically running the entire ship up there.
That happens a lot of places, but, you know.
Now he's actually in the dugout.
Well, now they don't have to run the lineup from the GM to the manager. The guy's already in the dugout.
Yeah.
You already got him down there. I mean, so, like, there's nothing else you got to do, right? Like, well, I will use this example. Ruben Amaro, he was front office. He was a base coach. I mean, that guy did every single job under the sun.
Yeah. Well, listen, the Phillies situation too, a lot of this changed because it almost was forced to change. Like Brandon Marsh, for instance. Brandon Marsh has had a historic type of season for a guy like him. I mean, I say historic for him. He's having a career year. He had never had a year close to this before. To allow the Phillies to give him the opportunity to face left-handed pitching. This team was so bad in the outfield, and he got off to such a good start that they almost said, listen, we're just going to have to keep playing, and we don't have a choice. We just don't have anybody else. I mean, so that fell into favor, too, is that Marsh played so well while they were bad, and coupled with everybody else being so bad, one of the things that Mattingly said was instead of these platoons, we're just going to play the best defensive player, and that has kind of been a little bit of a change from the philosophy that they had before as well.
Yep. Yeah, listen, they're on fire right now, and you can't ask for more. They've been unbelievable. Those comebacks, I mean, that was fun baseball to watch this week, and courtesy of Bryce Harper last night. So, all right, moving along to some negative stuff. I just can't let this go because it just irks me that why weren't the Sixers involved, okay? Nugget number 2, Isaiah Joe traded today, former Sixer who got cut, one of the many players who have gotten cut by the 76ers. And no, I wasn't going to bring up the Jalen Duran stuff from the Pistons. This is another trade I wanted to bring up. It's a smaller deal, but it still irks me. The Thunder are trading Isaiah Joe to the Pistons for 2 future second-round picks. Hey, Mike. Hey, Bob. You don't have 2 second-round picks to go get a three-point shooter? I mean, why not? Why not? The Thunder love second-round picks. You sent Jared McCain to them. Why not take one back, a three-point shooter? I don't know. Just to add to the depth of this team. He's not expensive.
I like Isaiah Joe. I was a fan of Joe when he was here. Didn't like when they just, basically released him too. In this situation, though, I think the Sixers are trying to look. You just drafted a guard, right? You just drafted a guard, so you're going to get some playing time for that guy. I don't know what they're going to do with Quentin Grimes, but they have multiple second-round picks from the McCain trade.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
They got 3 second-round picks from that trade. So, yes, they had them, but I think the Sixers and the new NBA, they want to start utilizing these second-round picks and helping them with the financial flexibility. I don't know what Joe's contractual situation is here. I would have liked to take a shot on Joe, but I don't know that it's like egregious that they did it.
I know. It's one of those things that just bugged me, right? Like, why not? Why not go after him, right? I know you just drafted a guard, but like you need shooting, you need rebounding. And they're kind of stuck right now.
There's a trade where they give up 2 second-round picks and somebody gets a rebounder and you didn't get in on that. That would irk me a little bit more. Like, yes, you need shooting, no question. And Isaiah Joe's a pretty good shooter. He's streaky for sure. I like Isaiah Joe. I'm not saying I don't. But I want to see you, if you're going to make that deal, get someone who can rebound. That's where you're really, really lacking right now.
His cap hit next year would be $11.3 million. Is that too
so
high?
That's where I don't know what that would have done for them with their cap and where they are. I knew he made some decent amount. I know he's not doesn't have a ridiculous contract, but I knew he made a decent amount of money.
And re-signing Kelly Oubre, that's priority number 1.
Probably. The Oubre, they're in a weird spot where Oubre is probably a priority because he almost has to be. I would not have a problem if Grimes walked. Now, we talked yesterday with Keith Smith about that, and he said, well, even if Grimes walks, you don't really gain any financial flexibility.
Yep. So there you go. It was one of those nuggets where it aggravated me a little bit. It's like, you got second-round picks. You got a bunch of Jared McCain. Send him back to Oklahoma City. Send him back.
With Gansey here now, do we expect him to just come in here guns a-blazing and changing this team up, or do we give him a year, let these contracts, let Paul George, his contract kind of time out here, and Embiid's contract time out? Do we give him a year?
Do we give
Gansey?
Oh, listen, yeah, he's in a tough spot right now. Now, we had this debate yesterday, Josh and I. I don't know if you guys heard this at all, but we were talking about. So Sam Vecini wrote this article for The Athletic, and he suggested that the Sixers should be thanking Daryl Morey for trading Jared McCain. So he's saying that the trade of McCain got them Philion, and he likes Philion better than McCain, and that they still have 3 second-round picks to go on that trade, where Oklahoma City, They've maxed out. They've got McCain, and that's it. You've got Phillion and 3 extra picks. Point being here is, I don't know what Mike Gansey's going to be able to do in the future. Those picks were given to him by somebody else. Now, he made the pick of Phillion. We like the pick, but he didn't have that pick coming into this situation. The pick was given to him.
That's what he said in his press conference. He said, I was with Cleveland. We were picking 31 or 30, whatever it was.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you got to give him some time. I mean, he's walking into this mess right now. You're hung up on Joel Embiid. You got the Paul George contract. I'm sure tomorrow we'll talk about it on the locker room, where we're going to be at Clement Performance Best for that grand reopening tomorrow. So listen, I think the Sixers, they're in a tough spot. The mid-level exception is going to be an interesting contract to see how much money that we're going to give out. That's how much. How big of that mid-level exception is it going to be?
They're the non-taxpayer mid-level, so it's about $15 million. Is where you're at with that. So
we'll see.
I don't know who's available for $15 million. You know who would work for $15 million? Me. I got no problem. Can you imagine being at that in that tax bracket where someone's like $15 million? Nah.
Yeah, that's not enough. Not enough.
Let me tell you.
All right, guys.
$15 million is not disappearing anywhere from me very quick. And I'll spend it. I don't care. But I don't know where that evaporates to. It's almost unfathomable to get to that point.
That's why, like all these hockey guys now, they like to sign in states with no tax, like Florida, Vegas, Seattle.
All right. There you go. A little 2-pack for you guys today. Enjoy your ice cream, all right? Pete, you better bring some home for me, all right?
I got a Yeti cooler, man. It's ready to go.
He's got the freezer bag ready to go. Now, I got to rank them. Now, I just wrote an article for 97.3ESPN.com for my favorite IPA at every single brewery in South Jersey, in Atlantic Cape May, and Cumberland County. And I ranked my 10 favorite tap rooms.
It is list season, by the way.
10 favorite tap rooms. Now, forget the beer. Just the tap room. Because the charm of the brewery. The tap room is the charm. So if you're just a fan of sitting in a cool, classic spot, check out my list at 97.3ESPN.com. By the way, you just missed Zach Berman just walked by.
Wow. Everyone's there.
Signed up for tickets. He signed up for tickets to win Matt Wright tickets. And Tall Vince is talking to me, didn't even know. Unbelievable.
That's your guy, too, Tall Vince. There, Earnshaw.
Take it easy. Football at 4 is coming up next. Football at 4, powered by the Inside the Birds podcast, and it is brought to you each and every day by our friends at the Fanatic Sportsbook at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City. Big screens, big bets, game day hits different at Ocean. To learn more, visit theoceanac.com. Don't forget to check out all the live entertainment. Matt Rife, July 24th and 25th. We've got tickets right now to give away. We're giving them away at Jersey Cal in Margate today. If you stop on out and check us out. By the way, you see Zach Berman was here having ice cream, and he signed up for the Matt Rife tickets.
I did see that.
No, he covers the Eagles, of course, and so does Adam Kaplan from the Inside the Birds podcast. And he's here for today's football at 4. It's a big Eagles day out here. Jersey Shore. What's going on, Adam?
Mike, where are you guys at today?
We are at Jersey Cal Ice Cream. It just opened, grand opening in Margate. It is the premier ice cream in our area, and they just got a new location today in Margate that we are here to open up. Yeah, Zach Berman walking down the street, eating ice cream and hanging out.
Here's a question. They better have mint chocolate chip, right?
Of course, yeah. Well, the flavors here, they do have a lot of, unique, different type of things that are, it's not like your average ice cream stop where you're getting, chocolate.
Oh, I got it. Yeah. I like mint moose tracks.
This is on another level here. And we've been coming here. We got the Matt Rife tickets, everybody. We're also giving away a $250 gift card to the Margate. Actually, I guess you could probably use it anywhere. But Adam's here, football at 4. And one of the questions that, we've had a lot of mailbag questions this week. We were talking with Andrew yesterday. And one of the questions that came in was, could this Eagles defense actually be better than the team from last year? But forget last year. What about the defense that won the Super Bowl a couple of years ago?
Yeah, Mike, that's actually the subject of this segment. I've been thinking about this because 10 out of the 11 projected starters on the Eagles defense this year have at least 1 year with Fangio. That's important. That's important. So they know the system, and this is Vic's third year with the Eagles. You know what he's done to transform it, and his first year they won the Super Bowl, Mike. That's hard to believe, but it happened in 2024. So the question is, okay, well, they've gotten younger. They actually have, if you really look at it, Mike, they're relatively young. They only have 2 projected starters 29 years or older. That's actually really good. You remember with BG here and other older players, that James Bradbury and others, Darius Slay, they had too many players who were older than 30. Well, they're getting young, Mike. That's a good thing. That's another reason, Mike, and we'll list the rest. But I like that. Look, Vic Fangio's here. You're talking about a Hall of Fame defensive coordinator. Okay, this guy has a real shot to do it. He's an amazing guy. Big Phillies fan, by the way. As you know, I can't wait. We'll see if the Phillies keep this streak up right now, because you look at this until July 20th, the Phillies only play one team with an over 500 record. It's insane. Vic's a big fan, so when the media gets to talk to him in late July, we'll see what he says. But they got Fangio. He's elite. As one person who used to work for the Eagles told me, who's been around Vic, the guy is the smartest football coach he's ever been around. So you got him. They're getting younger. And Mike, one little bit of underrated piece here too. This is one of the fastest defenses that they've had in many years.
Yeah, you just laid out how many players have been in this defense. And that matters too, right? I mean, the first year you're learning the terminology. When he says something, am I supposed to go here? That split-second thinking slows you down. The next year, the third year, to have this many guys still together, that's got to take you to another level. That has to elevate this defense from if they were a top 10 defense last year, to a top 5 defense just for that alone.
Yeah, I mean, the only newcomer who's never played in this defense is Jonathan Grenard. And by the way, he's played a 34 front. Now, not all 34 is the same, so he's got to learn it. And Grenard's already talked about that with the media. And unfortunately, he couldn't practice due to the come back from shoulder surgery. But yeah, getting so many guys back who understand the defense. I love what Zach Vaughn talked about, Mike. How he said Vic's going to have some new stuff because they have so many players back, and let's forget about what happened against the 49ers. It was a bad performance. But a lot of guys are back, and you have to feel good about it. Now, look, Chad Campbell now is going to be a full-time starter. Let's see how he does. Yes, the safety position's a little bit questionable, but the athleticism, the team speed, Mike, the length linebacker, they start 2 inside backers. Both are over 6'2". Mike, you and I have followed the Eagles for decades. When is the last time the Eagles started 2 linebackers, legit linebackers, who are over 6'2"?
Well, the size right. Well, how many years have we been talking about them not even having them? They just didn't care about the position at all, it felt like, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, they've got size. Zach Bond is one of the best linebackers overall. Plus, he's a top 5 coverage linebacker based on the people I've spoken with. So, and now we're going to see about Campbell. He's, I don't like that he's coming off of the surgery and unable to practice. That does concern me a little bit. But we'll get more to the training camp questions as we get closer to July 28th when they report. But I love the youth, and I like that they have a ton of team speed.
Yeah, well, the youth is something interesting, too, because it's not one of those teams where you're like, this guy's getting older. They're starting to get injury prone. These are guys all pretty much they're star players. They're in their prime.
Mike, last year with the Commanders, not only did they have the oldest team in the National Football League, they had one of the oldest defenses. And so what happened? They had an inordinate amount of injuries on that side of the football. Well, you don't ever want to lead the league in anything when it comes to age, which is older. You don't want to lead that. And the Eagles aren't going to do that. And honestly, the guys are older. Zach Bond is 29. Marcus Epps, now if he starts, he is 30. That's it, Mike, really, when you look at it as far as starts. And Jonathan Jones, who's going to be their third corner, he does turn 33 in the fall.
Yeah.
But he's not a starter. To be clear, he's not a starter. But
he'll play a lot, though, right? You think he'll play a lot?
Well, look, it depends. It's going to come down to this, Mike. It depends on the matchup of the week. If they're playing a lot of nickel, you see. We're going to assume that Jonathan Jones will beat out Ja'Cory Bennett,
okay,
which he should be for the third corner. It just depends on health and matchups. But the big thing for him is he's a Super Bowl winner. If somebody gets hurt, or can't play, leaves the game for whatever reason, you have to hope that he's got something left. We're not going to know that till training camp. That's the only concern about signing Jonathan Jones is the Commanders were poor at corner last season, and they didn't bring him back.
Adam Kaplan, Football 4, looking at Eagles defense. Is this defense better than the team that won the Super Bowl a couple of years ago? And one thing that this team has, you talked about that team was aging. You had guys that were getting older, but the overall speed from the secondary all the way to the front. I mean, Jalen Hunt's a guy that can run.
Jalen Hunt, I mean, this is just incredible. I know it's not great numbers, but anytime a guy like Jalen Hunt in his second year could lead the team in sacks and interceptions, I take note of that. We fully expect him to start and win that job over Nolan Smith. Jalen Hunt, you have to remember, was a safety. Okay, this guy was a safety at Cornell, then became an edge rusher. So he's still relatively new to the position, but he's a big-time athlete, has great length for the edge rusher position. He is basically a year ahead of schedule where a lot of people thought he would be, including yours truly. Cooper DeJean is a super freak athlete. Reek Woolen, we've not seen anyone 6'4", 1/10 of an inch who could run like this, Mike.
Right.
Drew McCuba's a pretty good athlete who's got good versatility. John Campbell's a big time athlete. Zach Bond, as I mentioned, has got great coverage ability. We know Jordan Davis is a freak of an athlete for a guy his size. So is Jalen Carter. Moro Jomo's got great first step quickness, Mike. This is going to be a fast defense, and let's not forget Smile Monden, who's going to be the fourth inside backer, who's a pretty good athlete. Byron Young is a nose tackle. When he plays nose, is a pretty good athlete. So this is going to be a fast defense, Mike, no question.
Let's talk a little bit about the depth on the edge compared to that team here.
Yeah.
You got Grenard in here. Jalen Hunt now in year number 3. Very intrigued by what the ceiling still is for him, too.
Yeah, as we just talked about, we talked about Hunt. So it's really Grenard and Hunt. And then Nolan Smith, he's smaller than you'd like. And Arnold Ebiketie is explosive. Honestly, Mike, and then we'll see about A.J. Epinesa, where they can make it. He's really more of a run defender.
Yeah.
But they've got depth. And remember, Vic Fangio, Mike, only plays 3 edges. They draft 4 and only really play 3. So their depth is going to be fantastic. Ebiketie's a quality backup, always has been. He started some games. He's basically a backup. And I think what will help the Eagles is, if let's say the split between Hunt and Smith is, let's say it's Hunt 65% of the snaps, and maybe Smith 35% on that opposite Grenard. That to me is fine, and we'll see about Ebiketie if he helps out Grenard a little bit. We'll see how they figure that out. And that's it, Mike. I mean, they've got really good depth at edge. It's quality too, and it's young. It's not like a bunch of old guys who knew the end of his career. That's not what they have. They have guys who are pretty young. That's a good thing.
Well, we were talking with Andrew yesterday. You look at the size they have at corner and the guy across from Quinyon Mitchell. You go back to the draft night decision that Howie had, Mitchell or Terrion Arnold. And oh my God, with the Arnold news from yesterday. But that was a decision, right? Alabama, Terrion Arnold versus Toledo and Quinyon Mitchell. And you can make a strong argument. I don't know where you stand on this, that Quinyon Mitchell, maybe him or Cooper, are the most important guy of the defense.
Quinyon Mitchell, it's just so funny. So think about this. Had he not been in the Senior Bowl, right, where they allowed him to play corner, a press man corner, because they typically don't do that very much, if at all, at the Senior Bowl. And I remember Jim Nagy coming on our show, who was the director of the Senior Bowl, and he said that clubs requested it, and he said, yeah, absolutely. This will have Quinyon. He showed he can do it, but so many teams did not think. They were worried about the level of competition. I remember Bill Polian, the Hall of Fame general manager, telling me, judge the tape, not the jersey, and don't worry about where he went to school. It's traits, it's ability, it's smarts, it's toughness. Quinyon Mitchell is 6 feet, Mike, and as I mentioned, Reek Wallen over 6'4", Mike. They've got elite length. You just don't see it at corner. I mean, Slay was 6 feet, or just around 6 feet, maybe a little bit shorter, but he played longer than that.
Yeah.
He also could run before, but in his day, Darius Slay was one of the fastest corners in the National Football League. So they've got it, Mike. They're really good there. By the way, if for some reason, I doubt it'll happen, but if Jacorian Bennett beats out Jonathan Jones for the third corner, Jacorian Bennett could flat out fly. That was never his problem. The problem has been injury. And obviously, he didn't understand the scheme when the Eagles traded for him.
Well, when they traded for Bennett last year, I remember talking to people with the Raiders. They thought he was their best corner. He just couldn't stay healthy. And Pete Carroll just said, I can't trust the guy. So
He's too small, too.
Yeah, right, exactly.
He's kind of like taller corners. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're right, exactly. He liked the long, more physical corners. Bennett, not that kind of guy. But many people that cover the Raiders thought that he was the best corner that they had the year before. And they didn't know a lot about who did they give up for him. Thomas.
I thought they gave up. Didn't they give a pick or two?
No, it was a defensive tackle. Man, what was his name?
Oh no, they gave the kid. They gave up the D tackle they got from the Texans. His name
Thomas Booker.
Yeah, it was actually
and
pretty good backup.
What I said to my buddy who covers the Raiders, he asked me, he said, what do you know about Booker? I said, listen, he never plays, but whenever he does play, it seems that he's in the backfield making a play, but he literally got like no snaps here. So that trade seemed like, hey, a guy we're not using, and a guy the Raiders felt like, wow, this, so we'll see if Bennett makes any impact with this defense. But could this defense be better than the Super Bowl defense? It sounds like, Adam, you think it can be.
Absolutely. That says a lot. Remember, Milton Williams is really, really good. That got him the big free agent deal. So that helped get him the big free agent deal. But they're younger, as you said. You're right. It's as we learned, we'd mentioned this before. The Eagles did something that no one really ever does. At 1 year, at least 1 year, if not two, the Eagles won with no vested veterans at defensive tackle. I give Howie Roseman credit. I mean, he's shown the willingness to go young, and that was not always what Howie was willing to do. He really wanted to have older guys, and the Eagles are doing it again. The only vested veteran now is Jordan Davis, is technically a vested veteran. Hard to believe, but he is.
The veteran of this defense. All right, Adam Kaplan, Football at 4, powered by the Inside the Birds podcast, which you can get on all podcasting platforms. And, of course, next week we're back with more Football at 4 as we get 1 week closer to the start of Eagles training camp on July the 28th. Adam, have a good weekend, man.
You too. Thanks.
All right, Adam Kaplan, everybody, here on the Sports Bash Live on 97.3 ESPN. And Football at 4 is brought to you by the Fanatics Sportsbook at Ocean Casino Resort. The gallery is open, huge screens, great drinks, and all the sportsbook action you want. It's the perfect place to catch every play and celebrate every win. Don't forget Matt Rife, July 24th and July 25th. Joey Diaz on Friday, August the 7th, and Sebastian Maniscalco from September 17th through the 20th and the 24th through the 27th. That was his question today on the podcast. Could this year's defense be better than the Super Bowl defense in 2024? You've got no Milton Williams. Instead, you got Maro Ajomo. You've got Jalix Hunt as mainly and Grenard as your two edge guys.
No Josh Sweat.
No Josh Sweat. Right. He got signed to a big deal after that Super Bowl. You've got Vaughn and now Jahad Campbell going to be your linebacking core there, which is different from the year that you won that Super Bowl, which you had Nakobe Dean hurt. And what was the guy's name that replaced him in the lineup? He went to San Francisco. Oren Burks.
Oren Burks,
yes,
right.
Oren Burks was the linebacker that year. And then
the one question mark I have is Marcus Epps over, I guess, Reed Blankenship.
Well, it sounds like they're going to play Cooper DeJean there.
Or Cooper DeJean in the base.
Right. And then really, is who that other guy? Is it Michael Carter? Is it
Epps?
He talked about Jacorian Bennett and, the guy who maybe plays some nickel there. Marcus Epps could be, a factor in the defense as well. We'll see. I mean, the other question is Andrew Makuba.
Yeah.
He got hurt last year as a rookie, and I'm not sure that he definitively said, hey, I'm a starting level player in this league. He had that interception early in the year, and that kind of stood out. But after that, he's been hurt, and he's been a guy that has had some injury issues in his past as well. So we'll see.
Reed was solid back there. I mean, he was very durable, I would say. He was always around the ball.
And he knew the defense,
and
right?
He knew the defense, yeah.
That's something that, by the way, Woolen, if he's playing with his head on straight, he was the guy who had the penalty in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
That's been one of the problems with him. He gets penalties, but he is a big, physical, and fast corner. I mean, he could give the Eagles something unmatched in the secondary.
Very
athletic. Be the best secondary in the entire league if things go the way they go. All right, coming up, today's Phillies Fastball, Jeff and Oscar will get their thoughts on history last night for the Phillies. 3 straight wins with a home run in the 9th inning to win the home run in the 9th to take the lead to win the game. Bryce Harper's home run last night did it. We'll talk about the Phillies as they get ready to take on the Mets this weekend.
15 runs in the 9th inning in the last 3 games.
15 runs in the 9th alone. Now, they needed a lot of them in the 9th because they didn't score in the first 8 innings. No, they did score. Last night, they're down 5-0. They come back. It's 5-5. They hit the home run to make it 7-5. And then after that, they kept pouring it on. Well,
it was the Marsh home run, right? They were talking about it after the game. The Marsh home run woke them up.
The Marsh home run
got the bats
going.
going.
And I think it's a good point you bring up, Pete. It's the fact that it was Marsh, because it's like he's been the guy all year.
Yeah.
And the team seems like they're down and out, and then it's the guy that you've needed that's been there for you all year. He's the one that hits that home run that bring the life back. And then after that, I thought it was kind of apropos that you got one home run from Harper, who had not really done anything in this series, and then you get another one to seal the deal and just put it away from Derek Hill. So you got a little something for everybody.
And Stott had the home run 2 nights ago. That was a big one. Sosa.
After Marsh.
Right. Sosa had a big home run, I think, 3 nights ago, right, was it? You got a lot of production from a lot of guys.
And they keep winning 3 in a row. And by the way, with the win last night, the Phillies are now 4 back of the Braves in the National League. Very interesting. By the way, they have struggled a lot at Citi Field against the Mets. Now, the Mets fired their manager today. We'll see if that does anything for that team. The Sports Bash Live, 97.3 ESPN, the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app. We are live today at Jersey Cow in Margate. Now,
it's not just ice cream here now.
Well, we had we had over 20 people ask us for the slips already.
Yeah, they're all gone.
They're gone. We had 20 people immediately come out, and the one guy said, can I give him, because him and his buddies wanted him. I said, no, you get one.
You get one.
You get one.
Right.
But we got wiped out. We had so many people texting and saying hello on the text board. Stop out. I know it's about that time. The weekend's here. It's 420.
Oh.
That might mean something to somebody, but not me.
That.
Not me. All right?
Not me either.
I'm just here for the ice cream.
Or the water ice.
And the Matt Rife tickets.
The mango water ice.
Mango water ice, by the way,
water
on my
ice.
rankings in the hierarchy of the things I've had here is probably number 3 on my list.
All right.
I mean, I would say
the peanut butter royale is number 1.
No, not number 1.
Number 2?
No, I like that chocolate. I'm a chocolate fan. That chocolate there with the brownie is. If I could use a 4-letter word, I would. That's how good that brownie is. Homemade. It's made with love every day. They make it with love every day. All right, come out and get one. Chocolate therapy. Peanut butter royale. I'm gonna have to get my rankings.
Fluffernutter.
Fluffernutter is very good. I had the salted caramel little bite the other night.
Sea salt. The pretzel.
Woo! All right, Friday, hanging out. Phillies Fastball next. Welcome back. We're at Jersey Cal, Sports Fast Live, 97.3 ESPN. Margate, the grand opening today. Thanks to all the people. We had 20 free ice cream, soft serve, hard ice cream scoop. And 20 of you already stopped out and saw us between the time we got them to now. So we appreciate that. We're here till 6, though.
By the way, we've now moved on to the affogato portion of the program.
Yeah.
Me and Gina's favorite portion of the program.
Well, Bossy Gina wanted coffee. And then they said, well, have you tried the affogato? And now that is out.
We have now, yeah.
I can smell it. By the way, the coffee ice cream that we had, whoo, that was a winner.
Muffin Nutter as well.
Got the Phillies lineup today. It's brought to you by Chachi's 13th floor. We're going to be giving away that $25 gift today. Chachi's 13th floor at Raffiki's on the White Horse Pike in Absecon. And the lineup today is Turner, Schwarber, Harper, Bohm, Marsh, Hill, Real Muto, Scott, and Sosa batting ninth. So let's take a look at some of the things from the lineup and everything else right now. Oscar Goodison is back with today's Phillies Fastball. There he is. What's going on, Oscar?
Mike, I thought the favorite part of
another unbelievable to that game last night.
I thought the favorite part of the show, of the Mike Gill show, the sports batch, was Phillies Fastball. I mean, what are we talking about here?
Well, we got ice cream. We've got all sorts of stuff happening today. It's been a day. We're giving away tickets. It's a grand opening. We've had a party. We wish you could be here with us.
That's awesome. Yeah. I'm gonna miss that one. But look, the Fighting Phils are back, man. The Fighting Phils are back. I mean, 3 straight days. I mean, with a winning home run in the 9th innings. I mean, it's historic. Nobody else have ever done that in baseball. So, look,
Never.
I love it. I mean, it's a great time to be a Phillies Fastball. It's Phillies is hitting season, Jeff. I know you were doing soccer season yesterday, but it's hitting season now.
There he is. Lot more historic day there. Historic day. Yes. The Bryce Harper home run last night. It's the 3rd different type of home run. You got the one from Hill. You know, it's been the thing that stands out to me is that Harper had not really done much in the series at all, and then he steps up in there. So they've got a bunch, and then Hill guys in the lineup today. They're moving Derek Hill up the lineup. He's starting to creep up. It looks like they're starting to trust him a little bit more.
Jeff, are we expecting Hill to be the 4th hitter soon? Go ahead, Jeff. Go ahead.
I mean, they should. I mean, let's be real here. He's been a good bat for them against lefties, and they have improved against lefties. I don't have a problem with them moving Derek Hill up, especially going against a team like the Mets right now. And look, it's Trey Turner's starting to find his groove a little bit too. He's starting to hit over the last 7-8 days. So things are kind of falling into place with this team. And Oscar and I were kind of talking about this earlier today. It just feels like they're clicking on all cylinders right now. It's a good time for them to do that. They got out of the hole. Now they're way out of the hole, and it's time to start thinking, hey, they might have a shot at the division again.
Well, let me ask this question. You just said something that perked my ears up. They're clicking on all cylinders right now. Are they, though? Is this the best that they can play? They're down in all these games. It's like, and they have to come back. I wonder if there is another level of – I still think there's more in this offense. Right. I think there's still more in this offense that we're not getting yet.
I think when the Washington Nationals are pitching, there is always hope to come back in any game. I mean, it's amazing. We were 5-0 yesterday. We were like 5 or 6 runs the day before, and we come back. I mean, the Nationals have awful pitching, and we're taking advantage of that. Not moving the ball, like Jeff always says. I mean, look, it's who you have in front of you, and you're taking advantage of, and hopefully we can take advantage today at Medfield. I mean, at the Citi Field, where it's a nightmare. It's been a nightmare for the Phillies. I mean, we're like 8-22 in the last 30 games at Citi Field.
Yeah, you're right. I was going to bring that up a little bit later, but let's bring it up right now. The Mets fired their manager today. We worried that this is the jump start for the Mets that they needed right when the Phillies come to town.
It's a little too late for them to do that, isn't it? Like, don't you think they should have done that probably when the Phillies and Red Sox made their moves?
Yeah, well, it seemed that the Phillies and the Red Sox did it. Then the Phillies followed them, and the Mets were kind of like, well, you two do that. We're going to go the other direction and see how that works out for us. And it has not worked out for them at all. And now they make that move today, and then the Phillies will face it. But this Mets team has been a disaster. And look, it's funny because they went out and got Bichette, the guy the Phillies fans really wanted, and they played him at third base. And, guys, one of the problems with this Mets team is they're terrible defensively.
Yeah, I mean, this is a Met team that is in complete disarray. I would call them the Nets more than the Mets. I mean, they're in complete disarray right now. I think they fired the manager. I don't think the manager was necessarily at fault. He was just the easy guy. I mean, to let go. I think the GM or the president of baseball operations have done an awful job constructing this team. They let Alonso go, a guy that was homegrown. I mean, a guy with him and Nemo that were two fan favorites. Look, they've had a similar issue like the Phillies have. They have not developed young talent. I mean, when you look at Beatty and when you look at Vientos, that they expected a lot more, and I thought they were going to be much better players than they've been. I mean, a couple of years ago, Vientos, was a huge part of beating us in the playoffs. I mean, Vientos have not been anywhere close where he was in that series. And look, they let the manager go, and they're trying to spark this team. But I think this team is lifeless. I do believe they have a huge issue in that clubhouse. The dynamics with Soto making so much money and some of the other guys, I just think there's a chemistry issue inside of that clubhouse.
Yeah, I got to add on to Oscar's point here. I'm glad Oscar mentioned the prospects in the Mets system, right? They constantly have a quote-unquote top 5, top 10 farm system. What good has it gotten them?
Alvarez, the catcher. He was a tremendous catcher. Nowhere to be found.
Yeah, and remember Dominic Smith? He was supposed to be like the next big thing like many years ago. And yeah, Vientos had the good rookie year, but he hasn't really been the same player since.
Beatty hasn't been what they thought. And quite frankly, I think, guys, the biggest surprise of this all, Nolan McLean, who was the number one pitcher really for the United States team in the World Baseball Classic, the pitching, they're young pitchers who really, McLean came up last year and pitched so well that he almost got them back to the playoff mix. You really thought he had the look of a top of the rotation guy, and some of their young pitchers, you said, man, they're going to have some good young pitching. And like Andrew Painter, they have not worked out for them.
Yeah. And Freddie Peralta was a huge acquisition for them. That guy was a 2.7 ERA guy. He's close to 5 this year. I mean, I thought when they got Freddie Peralta, that combination of McLean and Freddie Peralta, I said they got a 1 and 2, just like we have Wheeler and Sanchez. I mean, the good version of Wheeler after coming back from surgery and Sanchez. So I felt that they were going to be a lot more competitive. Their pitching is a disaster. They're among the worst teams hitting. I mean, outside of Soto is like a one-man gang in that team. I mean, he's having a great season, but it's just by himself. I mean, and that's my biggest issue here. Is he a team player? Is he complementary?
Well,
can he add value?
You know what? That's a good question,
just said Oscar.
Yeah.
Last night, when Harper, after the game, he said, we're coming for you. He said, and we're having fun. We like each other. That's where the Phillies are. I don't know that the Mets like each other. I don't know.
No, I don't either.
Fun.
And you know what? That's what I wonder a couple years ago when there was – I think the Phillies tapped in on Juan Soto. I don't think they were seriously interested, but I think they wanted to just do a background check on him. And it was like, this guy doesn't fit. Like, he just doesn't. Like, he won't go to left field. Or he is now, but he won't do this and he won't do that. He doesn't seem to jive well with a lot of these guys in this. I mean, there's a reason why he got traded to the Padres. There's a reason why
he let Alonso go. I mean,
exactly. Alonso was the glue to that team.
One of the best power hitters in all of baseball. I mean, Alonso is like Schwarber or Harper in their lineup. They let him go. I mean, for nothing.
Yeah,
and not only did they let him go, they let him go to add a guy who is not a first baseman to play first base, and they made 6 errors in a game the other night. This is the big leagues, guys. 6 errors.
Yeah, well, look at Bo Bichette, right? You know, the guy's a natural second base and shortstop. Let's put him at third. It didn't make any sense.
Well, to be fair, wasn't that what the Phillies were going to do with him?
I thought the Phillies were going to move him to second and Stott to third. and Trey Bowe.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, obviously they never really said that, but I think a lot of people figured they would bring him in to play third and move Bone, but maybe they would have played. Now, by the way, moving Stott to second base, would that have been a smart idea with the defense he gives you at second base?
I think
right?
The other big topic here is they're looking for a manager. Are the Phillies going to look for a manager? And the hot name is Alex Cora. I'm sure the owner wants Alex Cora, their manager. The relationship between Dombrowski and Alex Cora is one where they've won a World Series together. That is going to be a big topic of conversation as we go down the season after the season.
This is a really tough thing for this fan base, right? Who's gravitating toward Don Mattingly right now. What do you say to your fan base if Don Mattingly keeps winning like this and they make a run, or they do happen to go to the World Series again and you move on from him?
I mean, let's get to the World Series. Let's worry about that problem. But Alex Cora is a huge name, and I know.
He is.
Look, Dombrowski offered him the job. I mean, simple as that. I mean, he said it.
I mean, Don Mattingly can make this really easy too, and like just say, "Hey, look, it's for this year, and that's it." Like, but Rob Thompson said the same thing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, Rob Thompson was the interim. He took him to a World Series, and then he lasted, until obviously April this year. Don Mattingly, and it could be in a similar, and let's hope it's a similar situation where this team's in the World Series and they're going to have to decide. But I would be interesting. Cora's been out for 2 months now. Now the Mets have already announced an interim manager, but do you make that call now? He's been out for 2 months. Maybe he's already tired of the.
He's not. He's in Puerto Rico. I mean, I know friends that know him well. He's in Puerto Rico enjoying his kids, and he's just going to take the season off. And next year, he's going to potentially look for the right place. And look, if you ask me, between where the Mets are, they're an absolutely awful organization with an owner that has all the money in the world. But what happens, depending on what happens on the CBA, money might not be the answer. I mean, you might have, it's about being smarter in other ways, because right now the contract that Soto got, nobody else would get if the owners go out and win the thing.
And to be fair, the proposal that came out this morning, the offer, the contracts that Trey Turner and Bryce Harper have would also not be allowed to be signed anymore.
Exactly, absolutely.
Yeah. Jeff, I want to get your thoughts on Painter. He's going to throw on Sunday. What do you expect? They're trying to work with him to tweak his mechanics or whatever. Do you expect this to be a quick trip, or do we think this is going to be a much longer process?
Well, he'll get a couple starts down there, right? Okay, let's play the long game. Say he pitches Sunday. I would assume he would pitch Saturday again, just keep him on regular rotation. I still expect, if we're going by this, and if I think post All-Star break, and I mean post All-Star break as in you could skip that fifth starter turn and go again.
Yeah,
he gets about July, 5 starts?
Late July, early August, somewhere there.
5 starts in the minors. Doesn't that sound right?
I do believe
I hope.
Will be easy. They cannot push him. They cannot push him. I mean, if you cannot put a timetable on him. Let's see. Let's see if he's effective. He's going to throw a lot more fastballs than probably he would on a regular game, to see if that's a pitch that he can address.
Tomorrow is key too. Let's see how Alan Rangel does tomorrow, and just build on that and just play it one inning or one start at a time.
Hey, maybe Derek Hill can pitch too.
Hey, you know what? Derek Hill has been a nice revelation for this team. Like, if you're going to trash Nate Dombrowski, you got to give him credit for where credit is due.
Jeff,
he's doing the job.
You're right. And Jeff, you weren't on yesterday with us, but I brought up to Oscar, if you like Derek Hill, he only really has to play a couple days a week. The left-handed guy has to play like 5 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
Do you now turn your attention to try to upgrade your left-handed player over Rincones and just say, Derek Hill, you're going to be a part of our platoon? Because Derek Hill seems to be okay with that role. I can be a platoon player. I don't have to play every single day. He's proven,
and that is
coming off the bench and hitting the home run.
Yeah, that is back to your point, and that is back to your point. Both of your point. There's a reason why Otto Kemp and Felix Reyes have struggled, because they are not used to that. Derek Hill has been in the league 9 years.
Sure.
He's used to this. This is his job.
Yes, and he's got multiple pinch hit home runs throughout his career, so he shows I can come off the bench, give you a little pop. He's going to be a possible key figure in all of this. All right, Oscar and Jeff, we got Phillies Weekly Sunday night. They will recap the whole week and the Phillies Mets series. That's Sunday night at 8 o'clock on all social media platforms. And, of course, on Monday, we'll recap the weekend right here on Phillies Fastball on 97.3 ESPN. Jeff, Oscar, enjoy the weekend. I'm going back to the ice cream.
I'm telling you,
Hey,
dude. I mean, look at this. Look at this.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
incredible.
jealous. But Mike, when are you live again? So we can when you have a live show, so we can come down.
We will be live July the 2nd. We're at Yuri's in Wildwood. July 14th for the All-Star game. We will be at Yuri's in Wildwood. July 29th, we will be at Ventnor Social. All summer long, we're out and about, guys. All summer long, we're out and about here.
July 2nd, I may have to take a trip.
All right. Well, let us know. You're invited.
Have a great weekend, guys.
Baseball.
You guys are the
All right,
best.
boys,
Thank
see
you.
ya. All right, there's our Phillies Fastball here on the Sports Bash Live 97.3 ESPN. Got to get back to the affogato. You guys ate it all?
I could do another 4-hour show after that shot. Me and Gina.
Coming up in the 5 o'clock hour, could the Sixers find a buyer for Joel Embiid? Wow. Listen to this possibility. Coming up in about 15 minutes on the Sports Bash Live. We're live at Jersey Cal. We've got tickets to see Matt Rife right there in the box. Sign up there. We've also got a $250 gift card to Jersey Cal. They've got other great prizes. The sign-ups are right over there. $250 gift card to Jersey Cal. They've got all sorts of merch. You're in the merch game there, Bossy Gina. Where's your merch? You should be rocking the Jersey Cal merch. That's what you need. All right, coming up, we'll do more Sports Bash Plus at 5:30 tonight. It is Week 7 NFL Friday 5 Summer Edition. That's all still to come on the Sports Bash 97.3 ESPN.
Ash with Mike Gill.
Do I have everybody's attention now?
On 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, Sports Bass Live, 97.3 ESPN. So I got a little birdie telling me something here. Flyers third jersey could be making a debut.
Or
Gray
a gray one.
sweater.
I don't know how I feel about that. Oh, Liberty Bell?
Yep.
I don't like that.
We'll see. I'll give it a shot. Draft tonight, the NHL draft. See what the Flyers do. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know anything about the NHL draft. But what I would say is, could they be cooking up the phone lines? There's a lot of movement in the NHL.
Is it time to go big fish hunting, or are we going to grow internally with these young guys?
I think the only big move they make involves Michkov. If they're committed to Michkov, then they don't make the big move. If they decided internally that Michkov was just not what we thought he was, or that the coach and him don't see eye to eye, all that kind of stuff. I mean, we played those fights a couple weeks ago from Chris Pronger, and they stick in my head, man. Those Chris Pronger fights of him saying that the language barrier is a big problem, that doesn't just get fixed.
No. And especially in hockey, you got to coach in real time.
You got to coach in real time, and that causes a lot of the problems is when he's sitting on the bench and he's trying to talk to the coach and he can't understand what he's saying. Here's what Chris Pronger said. We played it on the Sports Bash.
I know you picked the best player available, and clearly he was the best player, but, okay, he came in out of shape. Great. Get him to work out more. Teach him that this is how you need to prepare. This is what the NHL is about. The biggest problem with this situation is the kid's Russian, and he doesn't speak very good English. And so there's a disconnect between the player and it looks like on the bench, him and Tucker are always arguing. He's trying to communicate, and it takes longer because there's the disconnect in the language.
Disconnect in the language. He can't communicate with them. Hey, I need you to do this. And he's saying, huh? What? He doesn't know what he's saying.
Comprende.
By the way, we got a celebrity. Jalen Brunson's neighbor is here.
That's right. Penn State.
Yeah.
Margate.
Actually, it's just a schmuck from New York. Sorry. Actually, to put a cherry on top of it, they also went to Penn State, a double whammy.
Yep.
New York and Penn State all in one thing. But no, you're good. You're fine. She's got the New York Rangers as we're talking
New York
Flyers.
Rangers.
That's what made me think of the Flyers. I saw the Rangers T-shirt. But yeah, that's the thing is the fact that he speaks Russian is a very hard thing for him to assimilate himself in with what they want to do.
And it's going to fall on the Flyers to fix that and develop this kid.
Look,
give up on him.
Only they know whether or not that can be fixed.
Yeah.
Somebody just texts in, baseball has interpreters. Why not the NHL? That's a fair question. We've often asked, we talked to Durso. I don't know that the Flyers have a guy that when Michkov gets interviewed after games, do they have a translator there with them?
They do. I think a guy named Igor.
But he's not sitting on the bench.
I don't believe so.
Not in the middle of the game like Diego does. Right. He's not on the bench like Diego in the dugout.
Right.
There's only so many seats on that bench in there, man. And I don't think they have room for the interpreter.
Those guys are crammed into that bench, man. I'll tell you.
All right, coming up, last hour of the show, could the Sixers find a buyer for Joel Embiid? You'll hear what one NBA insider says about a team that is targeting not only a big man, but an all-star big man. That's next. This is the Sports Bash live at Jersey Cal right here in Margate. Now, I saw the video of the line of the opening day. Did you see the Kelsey line yesterday?
Oh, I did see that.
This one was bigger.
I'm just going to throw this out there. Is there any thought, if you're the Lakers, to buy as the worst contract in the league on Joel Embiid? You have the cap space. Is there any thought to buy lower than you've ever been able to buy on a guy who has won the MVP? If you just take a 30-minute span of playing over the course of 4 quarters and 48 minutes, and you say, is he better than anyone else over those 30 minutes that you could get? The answer is definitively yes, if he plays.
Evan Cohen said that this morning on Unsportsmanlike. It's our Unsportsmanlike moment of the day on the Sports Pass, brought to you by Cross County Connection. 6 new SJ Connect shuttles providing fare free transportation across southern New Jersey. Connect jobs, colleges, healthcare, shopping, government service, and NJ Transit Hub at no cost to riders. For details, 856-229-7571. DriveLess.com. We're live at Jersey Cal. Margate, stop out. It's the grand opening, our last hour, and a lot of people have stopped by and said hello, but we haven't seen you yet. So stop out here and enter to win tickets to see Matt Rife at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City. That's what Evan Cohen said. Does it behoove the Sixers to trade Joel Embiid for basically pennies on the dollar, the lowest value possible, just to move on from him? And one team out there is looking possibly for a all-star big man. Here's what ESPN's NBA reporter Dave McMenamin said.
Luka Doncic, source close to him, told me that his feedback to Lakers front office before he went away for the summer was, get me an A-list center, and I need that to compete. And Lucas Camp was also told when they were traded from Dallas to L.A. a year and a half ago, that's the summer of 26. Wait till the summer of 2026. Then we're going to show you what we mean for the future and your future as the face of our franchise. But there's so much work to be done with this roster, starting with the center position. And we don't know if DeAndre Ayton's going to opt in to his deal. And if he does, if the feedback is get me an A-list center, and Ayton was already on the team last year,
right?
If he opts in, that means Rob Pelinka needs to find a trade partner.
An A-list center. How many of those in the league exist?
I could count them on one hand.
How many of those would the team trade?
None.
I mean, Jokic isn't getting traded.
Nope.
I don't know. You count Anthony Davis as a A-list center? Is he really a center? I don't know if you put him in that category.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. When he's on the court, right? He's got injury problems as well. How many A-list centers are out there that fit what Dave McMenamin just said? And Luka Doncic wants to play with an A-list center. If DeAndre Ayton opts into his contract, he's not the A-list center. They got to get a bigger guy.
No, Evan Cohen said. Yeah, Wemby's not getting traded.
What Evan Cohen said, does he have a point in that you call the Sixers, if you're the Lakers, and try to get Joel Embiid when his value is probably at its lowest? Now, here's the question. Do the Sixers think that Joel Embiid's value is at its lowest? This is a guy that finally played in the playoffs. He made it through. I think he missed, 1 or 2 games in the playoffs. He deemed afterward that his knees are no longer a problem. Do the Sixers have optimism about Embiid, or would they be willing to move him with low value if somebody gave you an offer to get out of that deal? Which way would the Sixers be thinking here?
I would ask you the
tough call.
I would flip the question back to you, Mike, and say, do you think the Sixers are serious about making big changes to the roster or small changes to the roster?
I think they're serious about making big changes if they thought they could make them. The problem is I don't think they thought that they could make them. I don't think they thought that there's a deal for Joel Embiid out there. But what if the Lakers called you and said, hey, we need Joel. What do you want? Do you ask for the moon and the stars? Or do you say, make me an offer so we can get out of this contract?
I'd rather have the assets. Just give me draft picks. Give me pick swaps. I would go that route.
But now you got to match dollar for dollar.
Right. That's the concern, because the Lakers don't have the Lakers don't have a lot of contracts under the cap to make the deal work right now.
The Sixers obviously would have to, get creative in this situation with what they're asking for. But Joel Embiid has got, 4 seasons left or 3 seasons left? 3 seasons left at about $60-some million a year?
58.
It's $58 million
According
a year?
to the NBA trade machine, it's 58.1.
Okay, so what do the Lakers have in contracts?
So the biggest contract is not Luka right now on the books is Vanderbilt, but he's only at $12.5 million. After that is Ayton at $8 million. So even those two together is only get you 20 of the 58.
What's the deal that Reeves just signed?
Like 118, I think he got.
And I don't think they would trade him in a Joel Embiid deal.
No, because one of the other things that McMenamin was saying in that same interview was that Reeves is the guy that Luka wanted them to sign. He's the guy that LeBron wanted them to sign. So you don't want to make both of those guys mad.
Right, exactly. So I don't think he would be there. The other obvious question is, what's up with LeBron? I mean, could you sign and trade? Would the Sixers be willing to say, we'll take on the LeBron contract, going to sign and trade? Now, you're not going to give him $58 million, I would imagine.
No,
I don't know what kind of deal LeBron's up for this offseason, but if he could make a majority of the money, then you could start throwing in the Vanderbilts and the rest of the guys to then make it work, right?
So
I mean, LeBron would be a perfect fit with Maxey and Edgecombe.
So LeBron currently he can get the maximum veteran extension, but the reporting out there, according to Dave McMenamin, is that he won't ask for the maximum.
What's the maximum veteran extension right now?
I'm scrolling down to that part. 162 million.
Over how many years?
3.
So I don't think LeBron's going to play 3 more years. So does anybody think that he would play?
I don't think
that's
so.
$54 million a year. You could trade LeBron for Joel straight up.
I don't think he's playing 3 more years. I think he's got 1 or 2 more years left, and then he's going to go on his swan song tour and be out.
Yeah, I mean, he's 41. 3 years would take him to 44.
Right. So I don't think you even have to do the extra years. Maybe 1 with a player option or 1 with a team option, but you could pay him essentially $54 million for 1 year, and that would work, correct?
Sure. I mean, it could even be less if you want to get, like you said, creative. You know,
if LeBron said, listen, don't sign me to the whole deal. If you're going to trade me to Philadelphia, let's get it to where we get some players with me. And we got Maxey, we got VJ, we've got Paul George. Now you've got LeBron and whoever comes with them.
Right. Like, for example, we mentioned Vanderbilt's contract is $12 million. You know, if LeBron says, look, I'll do 40, get Vanderbilt's 12, get Bronny, he's 2.2, so I got my son with me. You basically have a deal at that point.
I mean, we know that he's looked at the school systems over here already, right?
Pete, you're laughing, but Bronny's only with the Lakers because of James.
I know that. It'd just be funny to see LeBron James and Bronny James as a Sixer.
That's a package deal, man. That's the reason why the Cavs keep coming up in conversation.
Well,
and there's some good golf courses around here too, so they could.
Well, LeBron's already scouted this place out.
I mean,
He knows this area.
He's aware.
My question would be, though, is this conversation to the listeners, 609-403-0973 on the White Horse RV text board, is this conversation far-fetched? Or is it, you know what Evan Cohen said is not so outlandish, 1. And 2, based on what Dave McMenamin said, that Lucas says he wants an A-list center, unless somebody else can find me an A-list center that a team would trade, I can't think of one off the top of my head. Can you? I just am like, where else are you going to get a center, an A-list center? Now, do the Lakers and does Luka look at Joel Embiid still as an A-list center? I don't see why they wouldn't.
I think Joel is more of an A-list center than, 98% of the league, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you say, hey, we need an A-list center. That's what I want. Where else are you getting one? Where else are you getting one that a team is willing to get rid of?
I think 3 guys, Joker, Embiid, and Wemby. in the league.
I mean, you could talk about.
You could throw in Cat,
Jared Allen.
You could throw in Jared Allen of Cleveland.
Yeah, Cat would be an A-list center, but he ain't getting traded. Jared Allen, possible.
Jared Allen's been the guy they brought up when the whole LeBron, the Cavs thing comes up. People have been saying that in order to make the money work, there could be a sign and trade. LeBron goes to Cleveland and Jared Allen goes to LA.
Why would Cleveland want to make? I mean, why would Cleveland want to make that deal? Yeah, they get LeBron back, but do they think they can win with LeBron more than Jared Allen?
I think it'd be more about the swan song and the.
Yeah, but you're Cleveland. You're in the Eastern Conference Finals. Are you looking at a swan song, or are you trying to win a championship here?
Well, if you pair LeBron with Mitchell and James Harden, that'd be interesting.
What is LeBron at this stage of his career even?
He's not a number one.
Not a number one, but on the Sixers, he doesn't have to be a number one, right?
Exactly. He could be the three, and he'll be LeBron could basically be the point forward, and I think he would have a ball being like a triple-double machine.
He's still a force, right? Like, he's still physical.
I
still
think
has the body.
I think what you saw last year, Pete, and Mike, you watched as much NBA as anybody. LeBron was basically the point forward with the Lakers. He was the facilitator. He was the guy who would bring the ball up the court.
That's when Luka got hurt.
Right. So, and you think about the Sixers got Maxey and Edgecombe and Paul George who can kind of like flank him.
Oh, I definitely think LeBron could come to Philly and be bring the ball up, point forward kind of guy, and then let Maxey and Edgecombe just kind of run around without the ball. No question about that. And then it would give you the option to let him play with Phillion, and then he could handle the ball and let LeBron kind of take some minutes. I think it's a pretty interesting fit.
Listen, I'm intrigued by it because of how you mentioned it, Mike, the way McMenamin described the Luka request makes this way more real than I ever thought of before. If you would have asked us a month ago, we would have said there's no way you could trade Joel Embiid. Now, if you have a guy like Luka saying, I want this kind of player, and there's only so many of those guys in the league, well, if 1 + 1 = 2, then I think this is realistic.
The way that Evan Cohen maps it out, though, is that you would be trying to get him at below market value.
Right.
Would that take LeBron then out of the conversation? Because the way that I don't have the trade machine in front of me.
I got it in front of me.
I'm just going off of what you're telling me.
What do you need?
Well, it doesn't sound like they have very many contracts that they could get a Joel Embiid without doing a sign and trade for LeBron James.
Or they, unless there's a third team that wants something that the Sixers or Lakers have.
Right. You throw that's another situation. You put a third team in there. But right now, Nikola Jokic last year for the centers, okay? He averaged 25 points a game. He was the top center in the league. Joel Embiid averaged 24 points a game. He was number 2 in the NBA. Sengun, he would be at probably an A-list center. Evan Mobley, Karl Anthony Towns. What about Chet Holmgren? That could be one.
Chet's interesting. Chet was the guy that I thought Holmgren was the guy I looked at that might have been traded during the draft, and it didn't happen. So I was a little.
I wouldn't say that he's an A-list center.
No, he's like a B.
He doesn't play like one, yeah.
What about Duren?
Well, Duren, according to Chris Haynes, isn't getting traded now because of the Isaiah Stewart trade.
Yeah, but there was also a report today that he was, quote, underwhelmed with the offer. And I respond with, and the Pistons were underwhelmed with your guy in the playoffs. I mean, like, that one just set itself up. That was ridiculous.
That was too easy.
He had some nerve putting that out there. I'm underwhelmed. Like, you have to have some stones to say that. To have your agent put that out there. We were underwhelmed with the offer. Yeah, and I was underwhelmed with your entire postseason run.
And there comes the stalemate.
Yeah.
Right.
And hence we have a stare down here.
I will say, remember, the Sixers, they gave Quentin Grimes an offer last year. Remember, he wasn't too happy with it.
It took him to September to sign that deal.
Well, he was was he a restricted free? What was his situation?
I thought he was unrestricted. I'll double check.
He had a weird situation where I don't think he was unrestricted. I think he was a restricted free agent. Or I could be wrong about that. But here's another situation. If Joel Embiid, right, he said after the season, I want to ask you guys, does anybody legitimately believe Joel when he said the knees aren't a problem? To me, I thought that was the comment of the season going into the offseason. Is Joel essentially saying the knees are no longer a problem?
So what's that mean? 70-game regular season?
I don't think
65?
70 is fair. I've always said 55. If Joel could play 55, I think that means he's played enough games to get into the rhythm with playing with the other guys.
But then play every other night from April essentially to June.
How many games did Joel miss? 2 playoff games this year?
I'll pull it up. I know
he
you
missed the one. He missed the one in
Celtics series.
In the
right?
Celtics series in the first round, though. But that's because
the appendectomy.
Right, the appendectomy. He wasn't ready to play.
Appendectomy.
He was
Bell's
returning.
palsy. I mean, yeah, it's just
exactly. But he didn't. My point is, he didn't miss any games because of the knee.
Because of the knee, right?
Yes. He didn't miss games due to the knee problem. So, should we take Joel at his word?
He did have shin soreness, right? Was that a ailment?
So
late in the season.
Really quick, guys. So he missed 1 game in the Knicks series.
And what was that because of?
I don't have that part in front of me, but he missed 2 games in the Celtics series. So he did miss 3 games overall.
But he
part of it was
he missed games in the Celtics series because of the appendectomy.
Correct. He was still returning from that.
Right. That is understandable. The fact that he was out there with that whole – the fact that he was out there. My point is, I don't think he missed games because of knee problems.
No.
So he said the knee problems are behind me. So if you're the Sixers, do you take him at his word? And I'm imagining doctors might check that out and say the same thing.
He missed game 2 because of remember he had soreness because he got elbowed right in the area where the appendectomy was.
Oh, right. He got elbowed. Yeah.
So again, not because of knees.
Not because of knees.
Right. So I'm okay. So my question goes back to, if you're the Lakers, do you listen to Joel and say, we can get Joel Embiid and his knee problems, he's standing behind him? If you're the Sixers, are you saying Joel Embiid's knee problems are behind him? We ain't moving this guy. Which one is it?
I would go with the latter. I would keep Embiid, see what we can do. If he says his knee problems are behind him,
you take him at his word?
Take him at his word.
Even if you can get LeBron James?
Yes.
So you wouldn't trade Joel for LeBron if the Lakers said, we want an A-list center.
Because what you said earlier, I mean, you're going to have LeBron for what, 1 season basically?
Yeah, but then he's off the books.
To me, I look at it as
but then you have Jared Vanderbilt and the Dembona as your centers.
Well, I mean, that would open up $50 million.
Well, no, because you got to make the money work. You got to match the contracts to the salaries, remember?
Right, but if LeBron's only signed for 1 year.
Oh, you mean after this year? You mean
correct?
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, you have LeBron for 1 year, whatever money you sign him for, and then the other 2 guys that come with him or whatever guys come with him.
Like, for example, Ayton's going to be a free agent after this upcoming year. So he would be an appealing guy for you to add to the deal because if you add him plus LeBron, you're right. Yes, you are getting over $50 million off your books for 2027.
Correct. And then you would be a player in free agency, sooner than you would be with Joel here.
And that would match up with Paul George's expiring contract.
Paul George has 2 years.
2 years.
Right. So this season, and so 27, he would be an expiring deal.
Well, he has this year, then next year.
No, but Pete,
then he's a free agent.
If I could, Pete, I think you're saying that if Paul George is an expiring deal, maybe you could trade him next offseason. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, next trade deadline, next offseason. Yeah.
You would hope.
You would hope. Just one follow-up I want to ask you guys. Do you guys want to move on from Joel Embiid?
I mean, I don't want to. Joel's one of my favorite players of all time, but I understand that it's time to at least explore it and see if there's something there. I don't think you can move them, but if you got a legitimate deal, I'm not willing to just give them away, for bad contracts and all that kind of stuff just to get out of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't give me guys who have 3 years left on their deal just to say I got rid of Joel and still have 3 years of other.
The pick swaps and
you still have to match the money though.
right, but
that's going to be tough to do. It's going to be tough, I think, to get, unless there's another bad contract out there that you take on and say, we'll take on your bad contract. We'll give, that team has to be willing to think that Joel is healthy. To throw in pick swaps and first round picks, don't you think?
Yeah.
You're not getting 3 first round picks for Joel at this stage of his career, right?
No.
So you're saying earlier his value is just tanked.
But if that's where like this one kind of like, look, the Lakers or Luka is like, I want a big man. I want to play with an all-star big man. How are you getting one? They don't have any contracts except for LeBron.
And listen, there always are scenarios where you get a third team involved, but we're just talking about in terms of if the Lakers are serious, how serious are they?
You almost don't need a third team in this situation. If the Sixers just say, look, sign LeBron for a 1-year deal with a 1-year player option for $50 million. See, what did LeBron make this past year, though? You don't even have to sign him for that much money. The problem is the Lakers don't have – they're like the Sixers. They had no contracts to trade. They don't have any to make it in a – like, what does Hachimura make? I'd take him.
Yeah, he's a pretty good player.
LeBron made $52 million this past year.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that. He made that much money last year.
Yep.
It's okay. So you're paying him about 50 for 1 year, though.
Well, that's why the one report that came out that said that he might consider just taking 45 to 48 instead, just to make things work.
Okay, so whatever, 45, make things work.
Hachimura is a free agent, by the way.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I thought it was an interesting thought by Evan Cohen.
I just don't think Embiid can last all season long. Well, he can't do that. But then playoffs, game 7s, all the way to June.
LeBron?
No, Embiid.
Oh, Embiid.
That's my main issue with him now moving forward.
You say LeBron's in the best shape of anybody you've ever seen in your life.
Oh, yeah.
Sports Fast Live, 97.3 ESPN. Hey, don't forget, the Phillies lineup brought to you by Chachi's 13th Floor. Here's your chance right now. Text your name and where you're from to 609-403-0973. 609-403-0973. We'll announce the winner for this week's $25 gift card for the starting lineup at the end of today's show. If you entered all week long, you are entered for a chance to win a $25 gift card today to Chachi's 13th Floor. But when we come back, it's today's NFL Friday 5, Week 7 edition. Coming up next.
It's the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
And I am the voice of the voiceless.
On 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
Summer's here and the heat is on. Attila's Gyms has got you covered with top-tier equipment and their legendary old-school vibe. Whether you're hitting the beach or hitting a personal record, they've got everything you need to stay strong while on vacation. And best of all, no contracts, just fitness on your terms.
You're listening to the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Never thought this radio stunt would catch on so big.
On 97.3 ESPN.
All right, time for the Friday 5 NFL Week 7. Here we go. These are the 5 games in Week 7 of the NFL we're going to be paying most attention to outside of the Eagles game. Now, when Week 7 of the NFL gets here, we'll look back at these picks and see if they're still the 5 best games. No Thursday night games because it's the Friday Five. Are you ready?
Oh, that's a shame because that Thursday night game is a damn good game.
Good game this year.
Yeah.
Out of the Friday Five, it's New England and Chicago.
Yeah, Patriots Bears. That's a great game.
Here we go. Let's see. Friday Five, number one. Yikes. I'm going to go. Ooh. How about Green Bay and Detroit?
That is your number one must-watch game.
These are not in a particular
No,
order.
they're in any
No
particular order.
Okay.
We could, these are the 5 games, but that's the first one that stands out.
I don't think he knows how the game works. Like,
Well, I haven't played it in the summertime. I usually
When was
play.
the last time you did a Friday show?
Yeah, a while.
All right, here we go. Number 2. In Green Bay, Detroit, you had 2 good teams, both playoff worthy. Detroit didn't make the playoffs last year. Now carry on Arnold. I got to imagine he doesn't play this year, right?
well, it depends on who you ask. I mean, his lawyer's claiming that the police have fabricated the whole thing. So we'll see. That's why he turned himself in. They didn't go get him. He turned himself in.
Well, he's still in jail now, right? He's not
supposed
going
to
to get out
bail.
until Monday.
Yeah, I thought you were already supposed
He
to bail.
turned himself in, but he's innocent.
He claims that he's innocent of all charges, so he turned himself in so they wouldn't issue a warrant for his arrest.
We got kidnapping charges. That's not good.
Listen, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know. I'm not going to
Cincinnati, Baltimore.
That was the one I thought you were going to go with first.
Well, Cincinnati hasn't made the playoffs. I know Burrow, I'm a big fan. Baltimore, obviously a perennial. 2 different teams, though. I mean, Baltimore, new coach there. Baltimore, I don't know. We'll see what the new coach does to that team.
Both teams upgraded their defenses. When Joe Burrow is healthy, the Bengals are a really good team.
No, I'm a big Burrow fan. Yikes. How about Kansas City, Seattle?
Yeah, that's my game right there. Sunday night, 8:20.
Philadelphia plays Dallas on Monday night this week.
That Chiefs game is in Seattle, too, so that makes it a little extra juicy.
Yeah, and by this time, 7 weeks in, Mahomes should definitely be back.
I mean, at this rate, he's going to be back week 1, it looks like.
I'm saying, but if you weren't sure.
Right.
Because the Chiefs, we keep kind of we're not sure on the Friday 5. But by week 7, this should be a Mahomes. Now, Kansas City didn't make the playoffs last year. Keep that in mind.
Yep.
Okay. Number 4. And a whole lot of dog manure in this week here. What about Tampa Bay, Carolina?
There it is. That's your game right there, Tampa, Carolina.
I mean, Carolina, people forget, went to the playoffs. They went to division. They went toe-to-toe with the Rams in the playoff game.
And if the Buccaneers didn't have half their roster injured, they might have been a playoff team, too.
Tampa's solid. I mean, they're both those teams are probably about 8, 9, 10 win teams.
That's a big year for Baker, right? He's got a contract dispute here.
What's happening with Baker? Is he stealing someone's girlfriend or something?
Baker's married.
What was that whole story?
That was the guy who won the U.S. Open. Baker Mayfield had an affair with his girlfriend or something. Wyndham Clark. That's who it is. Wyndham Clark. Gotcha.
Oh, I don't know about that story. I got to look that up then.
Yeah, he said something like his Baker Mayfield stole his girlfriend or something like that.
That's a cute little puppy there.
Where?
Nice dog.
All right, number 5 in the Friday 5. Not a lot of good choices here, so let's rip down the list. Pittsburgh, New Orleans.
That game is international, by the way.
Oh, I like that.
France.
That's your 9:30 a.m.
Yeah, I'm not going to wake up for that game.
What?
9:30 a.m.
You're going to be asleep at 9:30 on a Sunday?
Well, maybe, actually. Saturday night.
San Francisco, Atlanta. Cleveland, Tennessee.
I mean, if Tua is healthy, the 49ers-Falcons game has interest, right?
Right now, that one's probably closing in as one of the top 5 of the schedule. Cleveland, Tennessee. Indianapolis, Minnesota. That one's interesting.
I mean, if Daniel Jones is back in that game, that you could have Jones versus Kyler Murray.
Yep. Miami and the Jets. Not to be confused with Benny. And the
I was going to say, I'd rather watch Benny and the Jets than the Dolphins and the Jets.
Giants, Texans.
That's intriguing, right? We'll see how Harbaugh does.
This is a big year for C.J. Stroud. He's got to show up this year.
Denver, Arizona.
Arizona's going to get murdered.
Rams, Raiders.
Raiders are going to die.
Oh, jeez.
Week 7, Mendoza. I mean, is he going to still be the
Miles
starter?
Garrett's going to have like 5 sacks in that game.
I got the game I'm going with. There's 2 here. It's Indy and Minnesota or Giants, Houston. They're my 2.
I'm going Giants, Houston.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going Giants, Houston as well. You got an NFC East team. Houston, good team, playoff team, good defense. We'll get a chance 7 weeks in. What do we know about the Giants? If they're good and they've been playing well, this will be a test. If not, then this game will probably be off the Friday 5 when we're at week 7 during the NFL season. But that's the Friday 5 right there. Not a very good schedule this week. Now, 49ers, Atlanta, that one could be in the mix.
Right. It depending on what the Falcons are at that point. After basically re-signing half their team this offseason.
Yeah. I think the Niners are much better. Falcons, I don't know what I think about Tua going there. Not 100% sure of the Tua.
Probably
I'll tell you what's distracting.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's distracting right now. The Friday 5, we're talking football. We got a line of people ordering ice cream, and then the wafting coming down the street from Dino's Sub Shop. It's just tantalizing on a Friday, right? You gonna get us the Dino's Sub on the way home there, PG?
Nah.
What?
Tonight's a pizza night. Nothing against Dino's.
That's poor job by you.
Yeah, I actually have to. I have to consider it now, just like I'm considering this game.
Bengals Ravens. I mean, that you mentioned that first at the top of the segment. You know, Burrow, Lamar Jackson. That's must see, right?
Probably the best quarterback matchup of the day.
Yeah.
Burrow, Lamar Jackson. You got Green Bay, Detroit. So you got Love versus Goff. You got Mahomes against
Darnold.
The Tampa Carolina game, not great. Giants obviously would start.
I was going to ask, are there 2 more underwhelming first round number 1 overall picks going into a game than Baker Mayfield and Bryce Young?
Well, Baker's been solid. He hasn't been,
I didn't say he was bad.
Which number 1 overall pick? Goff, Baker, or Bryce Young?
I mean, Goff's been to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Goff probably.
But numbers-wise, you would say, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Goff's got some stupid numbers.
Joe Burrow would be the best of the group, though.
Oh, Joe Burrow, yeah. He needs basically a couple more years, and you can sign, steal, and deliver him to the Hall of Fame. Basically.
Well, he's got to stay healthy.
That's what I mean. A couple more healthy years, he's signing, still deliver him to the Hall of
Fame.
Fame.
You said he's got to play a couple more years, but they got to be healthy.
Okay,
he can't be on the roster.
When did you become little Josh over there?
I'm saying one of his problems is why he might not reach his peak is because he can't stay healthy.
All right,
and when he is healthy, his team stinks. The team around him.
Well, he went to a Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, but the defense is always.
In my lifetime, I think the Bengals have been in the Super Bowl 3 times.
They went the 1 year with Boomer Esiason. They went the 1 year with Ken Anderson, and then 1 year with Joe Burrow.
That's pretty unbelievable. The Bengals
they got blown out every single time, right?
3 times.
No, the one that was a close game.
No, the Niner game was they lost. It was like
Joe Montana had the big drive at the end of the game.
All right, so Friday 5, Green Bay, Detroit, Cincinnati, Baltimore, Kansas City, Seattle, Tampa Bay, Carolina, Giants, Texans.
And by the way, the bye weeks, Buffalo, Chargers, Commanders, Jaguars.
That's why it's a week.
Yeah. No Bills, no Chargers.
No Jags.
No Jags.
People forget the Jags won 13 games last year. They won the division.
Yeah.
They ended the year winning 8 straight, something like that. Maybe 10.
I think it was 8. Yeah, I'll pull it up again, but still, I mean, you got 3 teams that are probably playoff teams. All have a bye in week 7.
That's your Friday 5 on the Sports Bash Live, and it's brought to you by my friend Rocco over at Key Acura of Atlantic City. He's making it real easy for you to get to a new Acura this month. Now through the 30th of June, he'll take care of your first lease payment, either a 2026 Integra or a 2026 MDX. We'll give you up to $450 on the Integra and up to $1,000 for that first month payment. First month payment, complimentary payment on your lease on either vehicle, a Integra or MDX or Key Acura on Tilton Road at EHC. Visit KeyAcuraAtlanticCity.com. Key Acura, the small but friendly dealer. We are live today at Jersey Cow in Margate. This is the grand opening week of Jersey Cow. They had kind of like a soft opening this week. Did you see the line?
Look at this line right now. It's pretty good.
See the line? I can hear the line through the radio.
Well, the line's picking up right now. People getting off of work, they're getting down the shore, they get ready, get a little ice cream.
Well, they were sitting in traffic listening to Mike Gill and the Sports Bash talk about Jersey Cow all afternoon. So they made a beeline down the Margate.
Well, you got a couple more minutes to sign up for these Matt Rife tickets. And I talked to Tall Vince. He said, a lot of names in that box. A lot of names. And we got other great opportunities for you to win some prizes. $250 gift card to Jersey Cow. Jersey Cow merch, Jersey Cow items. They got all sorts of stuff over there. So you got about 20 minutes to get down here, get your Jersey Cow ice cream. We had 20 free scoops of ice cream.
Is that
when
the
I said
final
that,
number?
That was they gave me 20 tickets.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, they said, here's 20 tickets. The next 20 people that come down and say hello, and they were done. They were gone in a short amount of time. It didn't last about 45 minutes.
I did get one to my mother-in-law. She stopped by.
That's cheating.
She had the chocolate banana.
Nepotism.
Right? If I would have known that, Nutty Nana might be my favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know. Affogato, how was that?
Oh, that is. I told you, I'm ready to do another 4 hours.
All right, coming up, we've got Phillies in action tonight against the Nats.
Mets.
Oh, against the Mets, sorry.
They just finished with the Nats.
Finished the Nats. Got that. Also, Flyers draft tonight. Flyers made a little trade yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that Hathaway got moved.
Yeah, Billy
some
Schwein's
picks.
not happy.
Yeah, because Hathaway's like a Broad Street bully type player.
Yep.
That's his. Yep.
Drop the gloves.
Tough guy.
Instigator.
Yep. Big guys beat up on little guys.
All right, by the way, Billy Schwein in the locker room, they were supposed to be at the Margate Beach stock tomorrow with Hanging with Henning. That is being moved to Sunday because of the weather.
Yes, sir.
You know what's going to happen? It'll rain on Sunday and not tomorrow.
No, don't speak that evil into existence. I already took the forecast. It's going to rain tomorrow.
That's what the forecast says. So what happened the other night, I changed my baseball practice from Monday to Tuesday because the forecast said 90% for Monday.
And what happened?
So I moved it to Tuesday. It never rained Monday. You know what happened? It rained on Tuesday.
Rained on Tuesday.
Thanks. 90% chance, though, they said. 90%, they said. Jersey Cow, right here on Ventnor Avenue in Ventnor. You're down the north end of town here. So you're on your way over the Margate Bridge. You're going to hit Ventnor Avenue, hit a left, drive down about 5 blocks, and you'll see us hanging out. We've had a great show today. We've had a lot of fun, and we're going to finish it all off coming up next.
It's the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Keeping the fans entertained and happy.
On 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app. You're listening to The Sports Bash with Mike Gill on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, there's that famous music right there as we get out of here on a Friday. Now, we have one final segment left to go, but we want to first remind everybody the Phillies lineup brought to you by Chachi's 13th floor at Rafiki's, coming soon to the White Horse Pike in Absecon. For everybody who texted in this week, you have a chance to win a $25 gift card to Rafiki's in Absecon. We will announce that winner, and Josh will contact the winner to win a $25 gift card. You know why? Because the Phillies did not score 13 runs in one game this week. They scored 14 in one, though.
That's right.
That's the
on
key.
Tuesday night.
It's got to be exact.
Got to be exactly 13 runs.
Wow.
You ever get into a 13-run pool?
Yeah. Good idea, though.
Well, there's a 13-run pool. 13-run pool. Everybody, you get 30 people in the pool. Everybody gets a team. And if the team scores 13 runs, that person wins the pot. And then it starts back over, and you have to put your, an arrow back in, and then it starts back over. Now, some people do the 13-run pool where everybody gets a team, and your team, if they score one run, you get a check. Two, and you have to fill all the way up to 13.
Yeah.
The first team that does that wins the pot. But for the Phillies lineup game that we play, they got to score 13 runs on the nose.
On the nose.
And if somebody gets it, you text in your name, where you're from, you pick your name, you win. How about that? Thanks to everybody who stopped out. Matt Wright tickets, we will draw the winner. They will be contacted. We've got a whole bunch of different winners in there. Josh has the winner, by the way, for the 13-run pool. What do we got this week?
Yeah, so this week we got Glenn in Northfield.
Hey, Glenn in Northfield. Congratulations. Glenn in Northfield won a $25 gift card to Chachi's 13th floor at Rafiki's, coming soon to the White Horse Pike. Now, I was just in Absecon. I went to Jersey Cow when I was in Absecon.
And you
Wednesday
got
night.
the peanut butter royale.
I got peanut butter royale. Now, Rob's asked me what I will select today, and he said dealer's choice. And I don't know what you tell me dealer's choice. I almost feel like I need to have that narrowed.
Now, I was looking at the bar. That's got everything. That's dealer's choice in the ice cream.
That is the dealer's choice.
I feel like the barn. See, the barn is made for people like me who just can't make up their mind. I'm just like, yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the barn. I told you I should have put my hierarchy. That mango water ice is in my top 3.
That was very
and I'm
good.
not even like a big water ice. That's pretty darn good. I was telling them when I went to Thailand, the mango down there is like on another level, right? It's like unbelievable.
So you're telling
You
Jersey
can't come
Cow
home
That's the freshest mango
you've
world.
ever had in your life. And when you come home, the mango here is just a wah,
Yeah.
like next to the mango there. That mango water ice, baby. All right, that's it for us tonight. I would imagine you should get here in a timely fashion because I saw the line here the other night. Just picture Jason Kelsey's event down in Seattle. That was the line of people for the excitement of this place in March. It's going to do awesome. The people who came out today, thanks, and all the people who signed up for the Matt Wright appreciate that, and all the other great prizes as well. Tomorrow, Billy Schweim in the locker room. They're going to be at where, Clement? And that will be at 10 to noon, followed by a power hour of Hanging with Henning, 1 hour, and then Josh will be live on Sunday from the Beachstock over in Margate. So we'll be local all weekend long right here on 97.3 ESPN. Have a great night and a great weekend, everybody. We'll talk to you Monday. Yeah.